City are into the semi-finals.
Everton are through to the FA Cup semi-final.
Another picture book moment. FA Cup winners.
Everton beat Birmingham City last night to claim their place in the FA Cup final. Tonight we have a classic. Two of the giants of the women's game go head-to-head. Manchester City, the holders, up against Arsenal, the team who've won it more than anybody else.
Nobbs will go for it, and it's superb.
And City do take the leads.
Lisa Evans makes it 2-0.
She's got pace, and she got the finish, yes she has.
Here is Evans, will go for the third, and a lovely finish to follow.
What a start to the second half for Manchester City.
What a dangerous ball that is, and the hat-trick for Lisa Evans.
They have won the FA Cup. Wembley is sky blue.
Arsenal on track for a record-extending 15th Women's FA Cup.
Yeah, what a belting semi-final we have on our hands here. Kick-off in 15 minutes' time. Manchester City against Arsenal. We're live at the Academy Stadium, and it's a beautiful evening in Manchester as well. The pitch is looking perfect. We could be in for a real treat. Well, I have a real treat for you in the studio because a stellar match like this needs a classy lineup. Alex Scott has won the FA Cup 7 times, but more recently, Izzy won it the year after you last won it, and Izzy Christiansen won it in 2017 and scored. And last night, congratulations, Izzy, became part of Everton team that are going to go to the final. You were pulling the strings as always for them. 3-0 winners over Birmingham City, and the celebrations looked absolutely fantastic on the pitch. What was it like afterwards? Did you get any sleep?
Not very much sleep at all. Long trip back from Birmingham last night, got back pretty late, but it's all part of the game, and now it's sad not to celebrate with our fans, but obviously delighted that we're in the final.
You can really see what it meant to the squad last night, because this is a team that has really lit up the WSL. It's been the surprise package so far, you could say. Both the men's team's doing the same thing, of course, in the Premier League. Something's going on at the club.
Yeah, it seems that way. Something's happening, and it feels good. No, I'm delighted that I joined the club in January. I kind of smelt that something was happening, and we followed through with everything so far, and yeah, we're doing great, and we just need to keep it going.
18 months ago, 2 years ago, this was a team that was languishing at the bottom of the league. So what is it? What's going on there?
Well, I think it's just everything takes time. I think there's been a process in place. The club have invested heavily into the women's team. We seem to be kind of improving year on year, and obviously I'm delighted to join the club. The calibre of internationals that have joined us this season have been remarkable, the way in which they've settled into the team, and we're in a final at Wembley of the FA Cup.
You're on a scouting mission tonight. I'm not going to ask you yet who you'd rather see. And Manchester City came out on top the last time these two met earlier in the year, 2-1 winners. Since then, they've added an absolute plethora of international names from the US, the likes of Mewis and Lavelle. Bronze is back here as well, and Greenwood, and yet they seem to have had the slightly slower start of the two in the WSL.
I think it takes time for the amount of players that you bring into a side for them to gel and figure out each other's games. But the quality, their mentality, they're all winners. They're used to being ruthless, to develop as players, to want to go again. So, Gabby, it's not going to take them long, and I'm worried that they might start clicking tonight.
What's the word inside the camp? Your old friends from Manchester City, what are they saying about these big names?
They've said great things. They've just said the quality on the ball, the technicians, both Sam Mewis and Rose Lavelle are both incredible on the ball, and I think that's why City have signed them. They look for ball players in midfield, and yeah, like Alex is saying, we might see the best of them tonight.
It just takes a little bit of time for them to gel, and they may well. This might be the night. The pitch looks great, the kind of pitch you'd want to play attacking football on, unlike last night where it was a bit wet and windy, wasn't it, in Solihull?
Absolutely, but that's what we love about football. I think the contrast to tonight is different, but both got a carpet to play on at Wembley, whoever we meet.
Absolutely, and for Arsenal, who've done it more times than anybody else, 19 goals in 3 games so far for them. We thought in the first half at Boreham Wood on Saturday that perhaps that international break had made them stutter a little bit, but they came to life, and the goal-scoring prowess of this team is phenomenal.
Hat-trick every game I think they've scored so far, Gabby, and I think the thing is with the Arsenal team, tonight is their real test. It's a real marker to see where they're at. Actually, Arsenal as a club as a whole. The men had it on Monday night against Liverpool, and I think this is the real test for them. Yes, they've played games. I think the true quality, the PSG Champions League game came too early, and that was the excuse. We was coming out of lockdown, we weren't fit. You've come into 2 games against West Ham and then the start of the league. This is the real test against players that Manchester City have the level. So I'm so excited for the game tonight.
OK, let's hear from the managers. Joe Curry caught up with them just a few moments ago, starting with Arsenal's Joe Montemuro.
Joe, this is one of the glamour ties of women's football, and as a place in the FA Cup final at stake. Where's this match going to be won and lost?
I think 2 very good footballing teams, 2 teams that will try to control the game as much as they can, and I think the team that settles first will be the one that will able to dictate the tempo. But moments, because as I said, the high quality of both players is up there, and I think it's just going to be moments and who controls the game earlier.
This is a club that expects cups, the club of the defending champions as well. How important is it to you to deliver trophies to Manchester City?
That's really important, really important. I understand completely the role that I'm in. I understand the success we've had previously, and we want to improve on that. We want to win trophies again, and everyone's working really hard to try and achieve that. We know it's not going to be easy. We want to be really competitive in every competition we're in.
This club has such a rich history in this competition. Does that count for anything on nights like this?
It's the FA Cup, so it is the one of the premier cup competitions in the world, and we're privileged to be part of it, and we're privileged to be at this level. As I've said many times, every competition we're in, we go out to do our best and hopefully win it.
I'm going to let you go because it's just about to rain on you. Best of luck, Joe. Thank you.
Thank you.
So where is this game going to be won and lost then for you?
For me, like Joe said, on the transition, I think whichever team settles first into the game, he stated that both teams like to control the tempo of the game, play through midfield. I think whoever gains control of the ball, I think it's going to be pretty tight first 10 minutes or so, and I think, whoever gets control of the ball will start to dictate.
For Manchester City, we're delighted to see that Sam Muir starts, because she's been in, she's been out. Tonight she's preferred, she's there, and she can control a game.
This is a player I'm so excited to actually come and see live. We got to watch her last summer at the World Cup, and I just think she's exceptional, and she adds a different dimension into that City midfield. When she gets on the ball, she travels with it with such authority. She has aerial ability, and just her intelligence as an all-round footballer. I'm so excited to see her live tonight, and I just think when you look at City's midfield as well, her aerial ability, and I think Arsenal have really been working on being more physical, and like you just said, Izzy, it's the battle in midfield tonight.
Sorry, go on, Izzy.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Sam's physical presence in there, if Jill Scott's on the bench to come on to match that physicality if need be, and we all know how strong Jill is in the air, so I think it's going to be a very tight game.
Also on the bench is Rose Lavelle. It's the first time we'll maybe get a chance to see her since she joined. She apparently arrived, according to Gareth, with something, a little niggle or something. She's got into enough condition for him to put her on the bench. Although it's great to see Alex, as we enjoyed at the World Cup, she hasn't lost her sock fetish of wearing them around her ankles. Kind of Chris Waddle styling.
Gabby, you are not feeling those socks.
Neither will she in a few months' time when it gets a lot colder in Manchester. They'll be well over the knees. But gosh, wouldn't it be great to see her come off the bench?
Yeah, she's frightening. Her ability to run with the ball is very unique in the women's game. Yeah, and I'm very excited to see her come off the bench if need be tonight.
For Arsenal, and who controls the strings there? Well, we were delighted to see Jordan Nobbs get off the score on the score sheet, get the goal scoring going for Arsenal on Saturday, because she's had a tough time, and she's had a tough time getting herself back into the middle of that Arsenal midfield, which is where she likes to be, Izzy.
Yeah, I mean, delighted for her to score the other night. It does a world of good to your confidence, as I know myself, and I think that Jordan, you could see how much that goal meant to her at the weekend. Open the scoring for your club in the centre midfield where you want to be playing in an FA Cup quarter-final. I think for her, we'll start to see her kind of pulling the strings a little bit tonight off the back of that performance.
I think when we talk about Arsenal players over the last couple of seasons, was talking about Miedemar, Kimmy Little. Jordan is still a superstar in this team, and I think she stepped up the other night when Kim Little had a quiet game, Van der Donk had a quiet game, and I really want to see more from those two tonight as well in this Arsenal team.
Interesting as well, the only change there for Arsenal, the woman who scored 3 goals, she gets a hat-trick at Boreham Wood. And first of all, we saw the starting 11 thinking there's no Lisa Evans. Beth Mead's come in, not a bad replacement, but she's not even in the squad, so it surely must be some kind of niggle she's picked up, because you'd feel hard done by, wouldn't you, if you weren't involved after scoring a hat-trick. But Mead, what a replacement.
Yeah, Beth's superb player. She's kind of an unpredictable winger for me, but the way in which she crosses the ball, she crosses with such pace and kind of venom on the cross that anybody attacking the ball, the likes of Caitlin Ford getting in the box, I think they're going to be quite frightening if they get into wide areas tonight, Arsenal.
It's finely balanced, isn't it? I know where your heart lies, Alex, and I know that there's a bit of a tingle around this stadium tonight because this really is a lineup that could be a final in any other year.
It is, and I just said to Izzy, if you're going off omens, the last 2 times actually Everton women got to the final, they played Arsenal, so I'm going with that one. It might be that.
So your heart and your head are going with Arsenal. Izzy, I know where your bit of heart was always here at Manchester City, so what are you feeling?
Difficult one for me tonight. I'd like to see my old teammates get to the final and play against my old club in the final, so I'm going with Manchester City.
Which of course will probably mean extra time and penalties, but let's hope it's a cracker that we all feel it could be. And it's time now to stop the talking here and head up to our commentary team tonight. Another Arsenal legend, Kelly Smith, is alongside Jonathan Pearce.
Thanks, Gabby. Evening, everyone. Thanks for being with us from afar. So will it be a repeat of the 2010 and 2014 Arsenal-Everton finals, or will the reigning holders Manchester City make it through to a third final in 4 years? It would be the 50th Women's FA Cup final. The 2019 winners haven't looked their old selves since losing the Community Shield at Wembley last month. Arsenal, as we've heard, in contrast, benefiting from being in that Champions League knockout mini tournament in August. They've flown through their opening 3 matches, 3 wins, the 19 goals scored, 2 conceded, 4-0 quarter-final winners over Spurs on Saturday, and they look to have a great chance of a first win at City since May 2017, and this the first ever FA Cup meeting between the 2 sides. Here's Gareth Taylor, the Manchester City manager. Let's have a look at the team he selected. Lucy Bronze is fit for Manchester City after missing the quarter-final win over Leicester. One of 3 changes. Ellie Roebuck, first-choice keeper, returns for Karima Taib, and Sam Ewis, the US World Cup winning star, replaces Jill Scott, having come on for her at the weekend. Horton, Stokes, Walsh, Weir and Stanway started the 2019 Cup final triumph against West Ham. Rose Lavelle, as we've seen, bronze ball winner, and the victorious US World Cup 2019 side is on the bench for the first time. For Arsenal, one significant change. Beth Mead, a cup runner-up in 2018, does come in for the quarter-final hat-trick heroine Lisa Evans, who picked up a knock at Spurs. That's why she's not involved tonight. Jordan Nobbs has won the competition 4 times. Jem Beattie on the bench for the first time since aggravating a back injury against PSG in the Champions League quarter-final. Was in the City side that won the cup competition in 2019. Jill Roord, 2 hat-tricks so far, and Steph Catley sidelined through injury. Well, we've already heard about Kelly Smith and the role she's played in the women's game, an absolute legend. And when Arsenal beat Everton in 2014 at Stadium MK Dons, you scored that day.
I did. I remember it very well, Jonathan. Free kick, just up over the wall, and beat Rachel Brown-Finnis, who was in goal. So great memories of this competition. I absolutely love playing in it, and especially the semi-finals. To put yourself into the final and get that opportunity to play at Wembley is a player's dream.
Scored in 4 FA Cup finals, Kelly. It's lovely to be with her tonight. Arsenal look to me as if they're going to kick us off and underway against a team at Manchester City brimful with attacking talent. Chloe Kelly, Georgia Stanway, Ellen White, Caroline Weir, Sam Ewis. And it's going to be Arsenal to get us off and underway with the red shirts and the white yoke and the red shorts. And they'll be kicking from right to left. We believe the players are going to take the knee on the referee's whistle. Helen Conley, the referee, blows, and Medema was off and running. Kim Little sees the funny side of it. A little bit of misunderstanding, and we'll go again. We did know they were going to take the knee, by the way.
I don't think Jordan remembered that one, Jonathan.
Quite good at script, did it? But here we go again then. And the second semi-final kicks off and underway. And the final, November the 1st, Everton await at Wembley. Here's Van der Donk. If she's on song, then Arsenal will really purr into a fine rhythm. And they immediately look for McCabe down the left-hand side. One thing we were talking about beforehand, Kelly, is the lack of attacking talent on the Arsenal bench. I guess that if they've got a problem later on in the game, Katie McCabe could fly forward in a more attacking role.
Yeah, you look at the substitutes that we have in front of us, and they're all defensive-minded players, defensive midfielders. Like you said, Kim Little could be that that go-to player, that they move a little bit higher, or even Katie McCabe coming up from the left. But it certainly doesn't look good for the bench if there is a problem, if Arsenal need a win late in the game.
Poked on there by Ellen White, former Arsenal player, former cup winner with Arsenal, scored in the final against Bristol Academy back in 2013. There's Gemma Bonnet. You could be looking, you know, at an England back six, and by that I mean Roebuck in goal, Bronze, Bonnet, Horton-Stokes, and Kira Walsh sitting in front, and indeed Kelly, White and Stanway. You could be looking at an England front three there for Manchester City. Here's Lucy Bronze, could be absolutely key as she powers forward now for Manchester City. Only a second game back at the club from Lyon, of course, and she links up with Sam Mewis. Movement in the middle, Ellen White trying to get across a marker in that middle. It's played into Mewis. Oh, lovely check back to the right foot, dragged the shot wide. But we were hearing early on from Izzy Christensen, she's a great technician.
Definitely, Sam Mewis, you saw that from the World Cup. Very good with the ball at her feet, drives through the midfield with ease, with pace. And she's just so comfortable on the ball. You see here, first touch, pulls the ball onto her right foot. She's known for a long-range shooting too, so watch out for that, certainly in this game.
Goodness me, the FA Cup finals you played in changed over the years. That first one was Leeds, I think, wasn't it, in 2006 or 5-0 when you scored in that one as well, a penalty. That was at the New Den. The last one you played in was at Wembley Stadium.
Yes, it was. We beat Chelsea. We were underdogs that game. Walking out of Wembley for the Arsenal was just a dream come true. It is for all these young players aspiring to get to cup finals and win these trophies.
And if you are a young footballer in the women's game and you're a bit too young to remember Kelly in her pomp, then get a video, because I'm going to embarrass her sitting alongside me tonight. You talk about the modern players and the Ellen Whites and players like that. They owe a great debt of gratitude to the England international, still record goal scorer sitting alongside me tonight. Perhaps the best player England has ever produced on the global stage. There you are, you're embarrassed now, aren't you?
Oh yeah, I've gone quiet now. People saying things about me.
Good donk.
But no, I appreciate that, thank you.
And it's cleared down the left-hand side, Katie McCabe. But you won't get many compliments from me, so that's the first and last, probably. And here we are in the Academy Stadium. We're in the stand itself, actually, the substitute, Manchester City substitute, just to our right-hand side. The Arsenal subs are about 35 yards away. And it's going to be a throw by McCabe, the Irish international, played recently against Germany. Gets it back again. And centre-back pairing, Williamson and Schneiderbeck. Williamson's to the right. Here is Schneiderbeck. Well, no, she's bypassed by the goalkeeper, Manuela Zinsberger, who hasn't conceded a goal in the FA Cup run thus far. It's brought down by Caitlin Ford. And Arsenal moving the ball with pace and accuracy. And here's Van der Donk. And Williamson. And chip ball forward, looking for Jordan Nobbs. And in goes Van der Donk with the challenge. Such a very good passer of the ball, such a very intelligent player as well, Van der Donk, but she's a spiky character as well. She likes a challenge. She'll mix it in there, won't she?
I had the fortune to play with Daniela van der Donk during my Arsenal career, and she was one of my favourite players to play with, just because, like you talked about, the tenacity, the bite that she has. She's not afraid to put a tackle in, and when you know that you've got someone on your team that fights for you and gives everything and puts their body on the line, it means something special, and she's certainly a special player.
Miedema's giving it away to Mewis, and maybe have another go at goal. Ellen White was ahead of her. Not too sure whether she was trying to play it through, they chip it through to Ellen White. I tend to think she was, and it just drifted on and away and out of play from Sam Mewis. There's the Arsenal manager from Australia, Joe Montemurro, a lifelong Arsenal fan actually, from the age of 7, he says. He supported the Gunners and took over reins at the women's football team in November 2017. He's delivered a league and the Continental Cup already, beaten in the FA Cup final at Wembley. Chance now for Manchester City with Chloe Kelly sidelining. And comes back then to Bronze. Mewis trying to combine with Caroline Weir. Now, we've talked so much about the superstars in the Manchester City side, the Mewises and the Bronze, but haven't really had a chance to talk about Caroline Weir, but I know you're an admirer.
I am, definitely, yeah. Again, I had a chance for a couple of seasons to play with Caroline in training. She didn't get as many games as she would have liked due to the calibre of players that we had at Arsenal at that time, but she sat there, she was quiet, she learnt her trade, and then she got to move away because she wasn't playing regularly. But now she's really come into her own game. I love to see her play. She's got a wand of her left foot. Any free kicks in and around the box, she's very, very dangerous, but she's really settled into this Manchester City midfield. Very calm, collected on the ball, your box-to-box player, very calculated in her passing and just very comfortable when she gets in possession of the ball.
Went to a cup final, sat on the bench with Arsenal in her 2 years there before she went away to Bristol Academy, who at that stage were one of the leading teams in England and reached the cup final a couple of times. Remember the one up at the Keepmoat Stadium in Doncaster, Jordan Nobbs scoring that day. It should be tidied up at the back by Bonner. Still very underrated for me. Ellie Roebuck, quick feet, dragged it away there. Good job she was alert. And Steph Horton, the England captain, that's a lovely ball away to the pace of Chloe Kelly. Across comes Schneider to guard against run into the box. She's floated that goalwards. And it just drops onto the roof of the net. Shot or cross?
It's hard to tell. It looked like it was a shot, cross dip. She takes great pride in her attacking play. I think it was actually a little cross. No.
Far away, was it? She was an Everton player, signed in the summer, scored 9 goals for them last season, but carried the ball, dribbled the ball more than any player in the WSL. There's Arsenal player towards Caitlin Ford, another Australian in the side. Walsh for Manchester City, always so very steady in midfield and seems to have been around forever and a day. Kira Walsh, I used to have the England setup, of course, she's still only 23. Got a great long-range goal in the 2019 Cup final, you might remember, against West Ham United. She was part of the Manchester City team that beats Arsenal in the Continental Cup final last year. It was a shootout, she didn't take one. Here's Bonner, who rarely misses a game. There's a really hard challenge that's left McCabe down. Referee Helen Conley's come across to have a little look and make sure the Arsenal player's okay. Challenge by Kelly was firm. Referee didn't have a word with her, just flicked at her foot and caught the Arsenal player. Chloe Kelly, another with Arsenal connection. She was there at the start of her career, won the Continental Cup with them as a substitute, and the Youth Cup with them as well.
And she's certainly going to want to prove a point tonight, Jonathan, having been released by the club to go out on loan and then got a big move to Manchester City. She's going to want to have a good game and prove that she should have been playing when she was in the club setup.
Everything I hoped for and more, she said of her move to Manchester City. And not only will be chasing the WSL and the FA Cup, last season's FA Cup of course it is now, this season's FA Cup is there to be won, the Continental Cup and the big one. This is where the WSL teams really need to kick on to win the Champions League and challenge at least the domination of that competition by Lyon. That's a lovely ball out wide by Bonner. And here's Georgia Stanway cutting inside, and well, we know she can shoot from distance. Wide it went. Another one who scored in the Cup against Leicester in the week, in the quarter-final. Lovely ball, that. Now, do you prefer to see her out wide, or do you prefer her through the middle? She played through the middle in the Community Shield, Georgia Stanway. Where do you prefer to see her?
I prefer as a number 10, where she can turn and face and drive and commit. I know, obviously, with Ellen White, preferred position as a 9. She's probably not going to get that slot, but she is very dangerous cutting in onto her right foot, like we just saw there. She's very good at a long-range shooting and very creative on the ball when she gets into those attacking positions.
Lewis with the long carry and pushes it out to Chloe Kelly, and Manchester City now are beginning to find their rhythm. and creating danger. Cut inside, it's deflected just narrowly wide. Came off the foot of Katie McCabe and away for a corner kick. Pace and danger from the wide positions after another typical Sam Mewis carry.
Yeah, you can see how powerful she is, Sam Mewis, driving through, committing players, committing Daniela van der Donk and playing it off to Chloe Kelly. And certainly Sam Mewis looks as though she's been playing for Manchester City for years. She's settled in very well into this game and starting to dictate the tempo in the middle of the park.
Kelly in the middle for Manchester City. Mewis has made a run towards the near post, another great corner, and Kim Little got it away. Manchester City have it. Another one we haven't really talked a great deal about, Kim Little, but well, what a player she is, what a player she has been. Won 3 cups for Arsenal in her first spell, scoring in 3 finals.
Yeah, she's a world-class player in Kim Little. The way she controls the tempo for Arsenal. She's the first name down on the team sheet, a captain. She's not a very vocal player in terms of bossing and dictating the play verbally, but she just leads by example and takes ownership of the middle of the park and just settles everybody down with her calmness.
Bronze played it forward, cut out by van der Donk. It's a bit of a physical mismatch between her and Sam Mewis, but she is such a determined player, van der Donk. She won't let the height advantage bother her at all. And a great clearance away here, and here has it from Manchester City. And Stanway, and a good overlapping run by Demi Stokes. And the chip into the middle, he's headed away, and a vital clearance it was by Schneiderbeck, the Austrian international. And Manchester City a really good spell here now. The cross is blocked and cleared away by McCabe, who has her hands full with Chloe Kelly.
Arsenal can't seem to get out of their own half at the minute. They're struggling to even hold on to the ball. Vivian Medina hasn't really been in the game the first 12 minutes, and it keeps getting chucked down Arsenal's throat again, mainly because they can't hold the ball up top.
They are having problems on both flanks. Arsenal, Moritz on the far side with Stanway, but it's cleared up now to Horton. Manchester City have it back again. And they're very much in control of this now. They've had, what, 4 efforts on goal, all of them wide. Not too sure they were all deliberate efforts on goal, but Arsenal can't get out of their half. Here's Horton. Big diagonal, so typical of Steph Horton. Terrific player and a wonderful ambassador for the game. There's Gareth Taylor, the Manchester City manager, who played at Wembley for the club in the playoff game against Gillingham many a moon ago. It was an action-packed game. He was at the Dubai Academy for Manchester City back in 2011. Has come through the coaching ranks, took over in charge this summer. Such a massive setup, Manchester City FC, with interests around the world, in America and South America and so on, and out in the Middle East. Touched back there by Moritz, and will be cleared away now. Williamson back to the goalkeeper. Austrian international Zinsberger. A dummy there, but it wouldn't carry through to Knobs, and pressure back on Arsenal again. They cannot get it away. Mewis looks again for Chloe Kelly. It seems it's a matter of time. Lucy Bronze, Manchester City playing some of their best football of the season so far.
The ball's just not sticking up top for Arsenal. They just can't get out of their own half. It's been a problem for them for the first 15 minutes or so of this game. I think Sam Mewis is really stamping her authority in the midfield, really dictating it, playing the ball out wide lots of the time to Chloe Kelly. Lucy Bronze is supporting from behind. Arsenal need to do a better at keeping the ball up top to allow the players to come in behind them, and then they can all move up the field as a unit.
Well, we'll be interested to see how Manchester City are beginning to build a mini England in the first team here. Probably the wrong time for him. His time coming to an end. The players together with a group session the other day, group training session. And internationals coming up in the autumn. The game in Germany. And game against Canada. Free kick. And here's Demi Stokes, who's pressurised now by the player who pressurises her at England level in Alex Greenman. She's on the bench tonight. Been interesting development over the season. They do have a lot of football to play. And here's Stanway. It's a lovely piece of skill into the near post area. Looking for White, couldn't get across the marker though. And the centre-back did well there, Schneiderbeck. Lovely piece of skill.
She's so smooth when she gets on the ball, Georgia Stanway. Glides past players. Brilliant play. Just that final ball in wasn't good enough.
Awareness there though by Schneiderbeck. She's gone under the radar a little bit for Arsenal. Centre-back who first went to the club in 2018 from Bayern Munich. Given away by Williamson. And Stanley has it again for Manchester City, who've been on top in these opening 16 minutes. Neither goalkeepers had a save to make. Points the way there for the pass to Ellie Roebuck. Roebuck sat on the bench in the 2019 Cup Final and indeed Continental Cup Final successes. Match number 1 here this season, 3 goalkeepers at Manchester City of note. She's at the moment getting the pick ahead of Karen Bardsley, who's taking up duties as a development officer for the women's and the girls game in the Manchester area, as well as a football. And Taib, who played against Leicester the other day, it's not a good clearance though by Roebuck. Wiedemar not in the game, and it showed there. And here's Stanway. Good challenge on her by Van der Donk. And Weir picks it up with a direct run, and she drew the challenge and drew the foul. Now Williamson's protesting, but if you get squared up against a runner, you are in trouble.
Yeah, it was great play by Caroline Weir. She saw the space in front of her and drove into it, committed the foul. And this is what I was talking about earlier. You don't want to give free kicks away this close to goal when you've got Caroline Weir on your team with the wand of a left foot. I've seen her shoot and score many of these goals in training and in FAWSL league games. Also, you've got Steph Horton on the ball, that's a free kick specialist. So Arsenal need to be careful in and around the area, not to concede these kind of free kicks where these 2 players are fantastic on the ball.
In defence there of Leah Williamson, she had to do something, because had she allowed Caroline Weir to go either side, she'd have been in the box, and it would have been 1-0, I would think. Here's Steph Horton, who's to the left of the ball, free kick expert for Club and Country. Here is to the right of the ball with the orange boots, the Scottish international. Horton settles on it. Brilliant free kick, 1-0 Manchester City. Superb free kick that. You could sense it was coming. She was so focused. The referee increased the drama by waiting a little bit, paused. The stadium went absolutely deathly quiet. Bang, goal, 1-0.
Now captain Steph Horton.
Just the composure, sees the gap, up and over. Just a brilliant technique that she has. We've seen this year after year. You know, the technique to get it up, the whip, the bend, and Zinsberger had no chance.
Delicious free kick. Not the first goal she scored against Arsenal, netted against them in a 5-2 win here in WSL. A delight for Gareth Taylor, 1-0 to Manchester City, and the captain gets the goal.
Totally deserving for these opening 20 minutes. They've been so on top, they've started so well, they've dictated the tempo of the game, and they've rightfully so got themselves on the score sheet so early and really in control of this opening first 20.
Carries herself with such dignity through the illness of her husband Stephen Darby, and you can go online and look for Stephen's Foundation, and please support that. And it's Helen White now for Manchester City, who are well in command and thoroughly deserved the goal, as Kelly was saying.
Just talking about the foundation, Karen Carney is actually running a marathon this Sunday in support of for the foundation, so everybody can go on and donate on Karen's Facebook page to the Derby Rimmer Foundation.
And we wish Karen well as well.
She's been training really hard.
Training hard, but bit of a cough and a bit of a splutter, so did the right thing, and as we all have to do. And so she's at home getting ready for the run. Hope she'll be all right for that. There's Jordan Nobbs. Always thought Karen could run all day for England, you know.
She's got a great engine, she always has. She's worked so hard on her fitness over the years. Her and Jill Scott, probably two of the fittest. Jordan Nobbs too, three of the fittest in the England squad when I was playing.
And Jill, so very fit on the bench for Manchester City today. She's another one who's taking up coaching duties. She's a contract extension, but that takes on board coaching duties here at Manchester City. Schneiderbeck looking for the run here of Caitlin Ford. Ran away from the Australian international, who was the young player of the tournament at World Cup 2011. But I think she played in a different role. I seem to remember she played as a fullback in those World Cup finals, and then she was a right side forward in 2015. Scored against Brazil in 2019. 3 World Cups, and she's only in her mid-20s.
Versatility in this game is so important. It gives you so many different opportunities to play. You know, if you're just stuck in one position, I always say to young players, learn different positions, because it can give you more opportunities to play in front of other players.
Now it's won back by Arsenal. And here's McCabe. McCabe again. Handed away by Bronze. Certainly winning her battle with Caitlin Ford. And she's gone forward again here. It's so difficult to shrug off the ball, Lucy Bronze. She's one of the fittest in the global game. And here's Demi Stokes. It's a decent ball forward, and they're beginning now to create danger all around the pitch. Weir. Arsenal chasing shadows on a clear, crisp early autumnal evening in Manchester at the Academy Stadium. Underdog now for Arsenal. Trying to find her international teammate Miedemar, who simply has not been at the races at the moment. They haven't been able to bring into the game a player who has 274 goals for club and country in 318 games. They must get her into the game, Kelly.
Yeah, she's non-existent right now. They just cannot find her feet. She's found herself out more on the right-hand side. I think she needs to play a little bit more central in order for the ball to find her, stick to her like glue, and then other players can come underneath, and Arsenal needs to get more possession of this ball.
Little. Where it goes to Maritz, born in Newport Beach, California, but moved to Switzerland when she was 10 years of age, and is a very experienced Swiss international with World Cup experience. By Zinsberg, who took a risk. Bonner is certainly keeping Miedemar quiet. Now, the ball is for Chloe Kelly. And once again, it was Schneiderbeck who got back and covered. And around the dunk around the corner. And Bronze has fouled Caitlin Ford. It's a free kick. Well, Miedemar has a scoring history against Manchester City in the League Cup. She scored against them in January, in the WSL in September of last season, I think it was. Scored in the League Cup final against them.
With a player of Miedema's qualities, even if she's having a quiet game, you have to be on guard. Steph Houghton, Gemma Bodan need to be aware of her movements at every moment of this game, because you think she's not interested and bang, she'll pop up with a goal.
Sort of player she is. Here she is now. He's back into the heart of midfield, and Kim Little has the ability also, Kim Little, to make great runs from deep positions and get into goal-scoring positions, but she's playing in a deeper role itself tonight alongside Van der Donk. And I think that the Arsenal manager will be a little bit frustrated with that pass, Joe Montemora. He played football himself, lower league level in Italy, Treviso and Potenza. Picked up a runners-up medal at Wembley in the 2018 Cup final against Chelsea. The team has won the FA Cup more often. They've been in more finals 16 times. They've been FA Cup finalists. A little trip there on Beth Mead. That's a painful one. Right on the joint between the bottom of the shin, top of the foot.
They're always painful, those ones. Just below the shin pad. She'll have a nice bruise there in the morning.
She can change the game in the blink of an eye. Well, the team that lost that cup final against Chelsea, they were well beaten, had a substitute role against Spurs in the quarter-final. They really got going in the second half. Here's Van der Donk. Schneiderbeck to McCabe. Van der Donk again. Up to Little. That's one of those runs from deep positions. And here's Ford. That's towards the far post. Well dealt with by Bonner. And launched long by Lucy Bronze. And Mewis. Chloe Kelly. Interesting it is this time he comes across from the central defensive position. Schneiderbeck was actually out of position. Just giving it away. Tries to win it back. Couldn't do so. Here's Mead. Moves away from her England teammate, Kira Walsh. Another run up from the back by the right back, Noel Moritz. Can she get the crossing? Steps back onto her left foot. She won't get across with that. Here's Mead. It's a good ball in. That's the best pass they've played all night.
Yeah, they found their rhythm a little bit now, Arsenal. At times, Danielle Van der Donk is playing very, very deep. She's got, I think, her main responsibility is to mark Samantha Mewis.
She can get her there in the challenge, and it's played through here into the penalty box to Georgia Stanway. See that good defending. Here's Chloe Kelly. One of the players nominated for the fans Player of the Year last season. Mewis into the box. Beth England won that award in the end. Chelsea player. By Schneiderbeck, and Arsenal very unhappy with the way she just dumped a clearance out with little thought. And there's Weir, I think would be a major candidate for Team GB to go to Tokyo when the Olympics finally take place. There's an assumption that it'll be mainly England players, but certainly I think one or two will come in from the other home nations. Kim Little must be there, you'd have thought. Lucy Bronze took a chance. Beth Mead, strong challenge on her. It's a risky challenge. Honor came to meet the ball. Mead is hurt again. And I think it's going to be a yellow card here. And she had to stretch for it. Was it a controlled challenge? Was there any excess force in it? Did she get late? Did she get there late? Was she high? Let's have a look here. The studs were shown.
It's a difficult one. Looks like she got the ball and then followed through and got Beth Mead in the same position that she just got injured on.
Studs were certainly shown as she was
Man City are playing a
in.
very high line right now. So a nice little dink over the top would surely suffice here.
Mead stands to the left of the ball. Okay, it's Mead, and it's come to nothing. How disappointing is that?
That's poor. We would expect better from Beth Mead on that certain delivery.
Horton to Bronze. And up towards Kelly. Van der Donk shrugs off Kelly. And Little. Now beginning to get into their stride, the Arsenal players. That was the last meeting here between the clubs in February 2-1. Bremer, who's departed, and Hemp scoring for Manchester City, and Van der Donk scoring for Arsenal. Arsenal actually didn't have a bad record against Manchester City before that, home and away. Been as successful here over recent years. But that victory in February ended a run of 3 Arsenal wins on the spin. Walsh. ahead of Ford. Ford and Mead have now switched flanks. And Weir for Manchester City looks for Ellen White. Just pulling off the shoulder of Schneiderbeck to get the chance on goal.
That's brilliant vision there by Caroline Weir. She looked up as soon as she got the ball. You see the look there, Ellen White pointing. She knows where she wants to put it. She puts it on a plate for her, but Ellen White couldn't just get enough on the header. And that's the quality that Caroline Weir possesses. That quality of ball, precision, just knows where she wants to put it. As soon as she gets that ball up and over, she knows where she wants to put it.
They're under pressure with the arrival of Rose Lavelle, of course. This is Jill Scott on the bench, so I'll ask you this question, Kelly. The arrival of the global superstars, good for homegrown talent or not so good for homegrown talent?
It's a difficult one, Jonathan. Obviously, we want to develop our younger players and keep them in the system here and get them as much experience, but you want to see the top players in the world come to England. And certainly we're seeing that now. I think all the top players want to come over and play in the FAWSL. You've seen the calibre of players that are here already and the signings that have been made. But I think there needs to be a balance between the younger players and the top world-class players that are coming in.
Certainly the days have changed, though, haven't they? Kelly had to go to the USA, as did a lot of players in those days, to earn a decent living and get some high-profile football.
And that's the thing now. I tell young players, you don't have to leave England to go to the US, because for me, this is the best league, or going to be the best league in the world, if not this year, the next few years, because of the level of play, the top coaches that we have, the resources now, the money that's been put into the game. All the top players want to play in England.
That's a lovely move, Manchester City. Mewis into the box, we headed it square, and White couldn't quite stretch. It was a really lovely move, Manchester City, that though.
Yeah, great ball through, up, back. Fantastic delivery there, and Ellen White just took her eye off the ball a little bit. You'd expect a little bit better from Ellen White in those kind of positions that we've seen her. You score so many fantastic goals over the years.
Good tie now, though. Arsenal come right back into it. Training to that early Steph Horton free kick. Here's Walsh pulling the strings again in that central midfield role. Good battle up between Walsh and Nobbs. And here's Bronx. And at some stage in the game will come surging forward and cut inside. And she did it. Lyon was successful. She didn't score a goal last year for Lyon. It was time for, I think, a decade that she'd failed to find the back of the net in a single season. Bonner. Stanley. Taken out by Horton. Now Bronx. Little push. Meads had a couple of knocks and a stumble there as well, won't help. She'll be okay. Although she's wearing that strapping on her left thigh. That protect the thigh, Kelly, or the knee?
Yeah, I think it's, I don't know, it could be a muscular problem. That's kinesio tape there. I don't actually know what it does. Maybe relaxes the muscle or something, but yeah, she doesn't seem fully fit and at the races to me, Beth Mead, in these opening minutes.
It's another run by Jordan Nobbs. To the penalty area. Out by Bronze. There's Chloe Kelly. Walsh. Sometimes players do need a little bit of strapping to ease the mental anguish, to give them confidence. And there's not a great deal wrong, actually. I'm not saying that's the case with Beth Mead, but I know a player that used to play at decent second division status as it was then, a very good player as well, and he used to ask the physio for certain tablets beforehand, painkillers, and the physio would give him these painkillers, and he said they were fantastic, did a good job, and they were actually Smarties, the colour washed off.
Brilliant.
Not tablets at all, just sweets. Did the trick though.
Good mental side of the game, that.
Long time ago. Here's Ellie Roebuck. So it's away to Lucy Bronze. Mewis had a strong first half, and the Donk digging in, did really well. Oh, now, is that a foul?
Yeah, I think it was. Clever foul. She knew she got the roll on her. Daniela de Donk just puts her body on the line. Yeah, clear foul.
Took a knock as well, but sign of a good player that. Don't let them know you're hurt. Got up straight away. Brilliant for the Netherlands when they won the European Championship in 2017. Absolutely outstanding in that tournament. Scored against England. Another semi-final for England, wasn't it? Here's Mead. This is a tricky run by her. Will it come out to Van der Donk? And he's seen away and cleared out by Chloe Kelly to Lucy Bronze. And Mewis can turn into space, took it off the back foot. Good skill there. And here's Weir. Mewis is already available for a return ball back. Stokes is away high on that left-hand side. Manchester City good in transition. As Christensen was talking about that beforehand, she thought the game would be won on transition. We'll hear from her and Alex Scott and Gabby in a few moments' time. Here's Jordan Nobbs. And a run now from Maritz. Williamson, never the England coach, watching on, big admirer of hers. Steph Horton, his captain got it away. Forward first to it. First of a game against Manchester City for her. Against Lewis in the FA Cup earlier on. Championship side.
Arsenal just need to move the ball a little bit quicker. It's too slow. You know, Man City get a number of players behind the ball, and it's making it a lot easier for Manchester City to defend. They're too slow on the ball, it's too sloppy. They need to move it quicker from left to right, open up the spaces.
Bit of space here for Jordan Nobbs. Oh, brilliant!
What do I know?
That's an equaliser, and that is exactly what she can do. Has done it throughout her career for club and country. Scored a spectacular goal in the quarter-final and gets an absolute world-class one here, 1-1.
What do I know, Jonathan? I'm just saying for them to move the ball quicker. And this is what Jordan Nobbs gives you, that quality. She did the same thing recently in an FAWSL game. Just looked up, dinked the ball over the keeper. I think it was Becky Spencer against Tottenham. Just has the audacity and the rudeness, really, and the composure to do that. There she has the look, and they're up and over, and Roebuck has no chance. Totally against the run of the play. As I said, they were so sloppy in possession, needed to move the ball quicker, but you just need that little bit of quality on the ball, and Jordan Nobbs gives you that.
Way back in 2009 in the UEFA Under-19 final against Sweden for Mo Marley's England, she scored from 30 yards. It was a belter. She scored a long-range winner in the Cyprus Cup against Italy. That was a debut, I think, and that's an absolute fantastic goal for her club. Well, what a goal that was. He was coached, as we've said many times, by her dad, Keith, when she was a young girl. Keith was a formidable centre-back, and I watched him many times, and I don't think Keith ever scored a goal like that. He might get in touch, and someone might prove me wrong, but what a goal. Nah, it's played out to Lucy Bronze. That wasn't in the script, was it?
No, definitely not.
It's Kelly. Okay, look at the work Van der Donk's doing to close and press. Mewis has turned away from her again. Looks good, Sam Mewis. Then comes across all the way to the near post. White is in there. Puts it back to Mewis, and Manchester City are back in the lead. And Sam Mewis gets first goal for the club. She almost started the move and she finished it.
The City scored by number 22, Sam Mewis.
Well, they'll be cheering that goal all the way from the Academy Stadium back to Weymouth in Massachusetts, where she's from. And Arsenal will level for less than 2 minutes.
And they always say, you know, the first time that you score You're always cautious 10 minutes after that goal. You switch off, players tend to switch off, and I think Arsenal have done that here. You know, the ball's put across, no one's picking up Sam Lewis. It's a rebound back off the ball. It's initially a great ball in from Chloe Kelly. Leah Williamson does well. Ellen White gets herself across the body, just manages to knock it back. And no one's picking up Sam Lewis coming in on the late run. Arsenal will be really mad about that, because for those 10 minutes you have to concentrate, you have to kill the tempo again.
Didn't Ellen White do well there?
She did. She got a body across the body of Leah Williamson, as she always does in games. As you're the first player, you must get your body across to the first post.
She recovered her feet quickly. She flicked it back, and Sam Lewis arrived, and it's 2-1 Manchester City.
It's a great time to score too, Jonathan. A few minutes before the half, you go in, a goal up again, you can relax.
Well, they've been getting her into the game. She played just over 20 minutes in the Community Shield, then she started against Brighton, played 3/4 of the game against Villa, rather. She started 3/4 of the game against Brighton, and she came on for the last 20 minutes the other night against Leicester. Okay. Again, Lucy Bronze gets in front of Kathleen Ford. She's certainly winning that battle. It's an addition for Manchester City to bring back to the club the UEFA Player of the Year of 18-19, second in the Ballon d'Or. They haven't got going this season, Manchester City. This has been their best display. They're glittering array of stars. They can only get better and better.
They've been so good in possession, Jonathan, just really calm, composed, playing through the thirds, breaking lines, just very comfortable on the ball and just playing it from left to right. And Arsenal have just been chasing shadows.
They did work themselves back into the game, though, didn't they, Arsenal, before the Jordan Nobbs equaliser? They'll have to do it all again, and all this time they're expending a huge amount of energy chasing those shadows. Schneiderbeck. There's McCabe down the line. McCabe, little touch on. This is what they've got to do, isn't it, Kelly? Get McCabe further up. So they've got 2-on-1 with Lucy Bronze on this side, McCabe and Caitlin Ford.
Definitely, yeah, they're just struggling to keep the ball. You haven't mentioned Caitlin Ford or hardly Beth Mead getting into these positions, because Manchester City have had the ball and been so good in possession and not allowed Arsenal to get the ball out to the wingers.
Mina Mark. McCabe is there, and it swings too high for Beth Mead. Captured by Maddox. And back to Maddox again. 2 cups with Zurich earlier in her career, won 4 cups with Wolfsburg earlier on in her career. Stubbed away by Bonner. And that's a foul. And that's going to be a caution. The referee will recall Katie McCabe to produce a yellow card.
That's a good tactical foul that Katie McCabe had to commit. She had to foul because Sam Lewis beat her to the ball and was on her way down the right-hand side.
She can talk all she likes, but she's going to get a yellow card. From Kilnamanagh in Ireland. And 3 cups with Shelbourne Ladies while she was there, won the double with them, scored 23 goals. And we're into stoppage time at the end of the first half. 2 minutes of stoppage time being played. Headed away by McCabe again. Good first half, this. Some fine football early on by Manchester City before they took the lead with the Horton free kick. Smashing won that one, and they were well in command, and then Jordan Nobbs with a worldie. And then the lead restored through Sam Lewis. It's a goal kick here for Arsenal. Manchester City beginning to challenge the dominance of the FA Cup by Arsenal. In 2 finals, won them both. Arsenal won 14, lost 2. And next most successful side in the FA Cup to Arsenal, Southampton.
No way.
Yeah, and he won 8 of the first 11 FA Cups. Different days in those days, mind you. Croydon, I think, won a couple. Lionesses won a couple. They were a strong team then.
Millwall were very good back in the day when I was first starting out. Croydon, big powerhouse in women's football.
Here's Williamson. Schneiderbeck. Medema, who's been well marshalled by Bonner in particular. And often has been the spare defender back there. Here's Bronze. Back to the England captain. Whether Gemma Bonner will come into Phil Neville's reckoning and the new manager as well, because she's a deserving player. Williamson hits long and diagonally forward. The touch was misplaced to McCabe, and the half-time whistle goes at the Academy Stadium. In a very good first half here, entertaining, Kelly.
Definitely, yeah. I think Manchester City settled extremely well the first 15-20 minutes, managed to get the goal that settled them even more. Arsenal, for me, have not had their passing game. They can't get the key players on the ball. Medema, Jordan Nobbs at times missing them out, but Man City looked just so much more comfortable, Jonathan, on the ball, in calm, in possession, moving it from side to side. They really dictated the tempo of this game.
And they lead at half-time, Gabby, by 2-1.
Thank you very much, Jonathan. What a cracking half of football I think we've just seen there. Manchester City playing the best football certainly we've seen them play this season, and Arsenal struggling to find a way through there. The intensity, the control that Manchester City had, especially in that opening 20 minutes or so, really seemed to stump Arsenal.
Absolutely. I think we said at the start of the game it's going to be won and lost in midfield, and it's not necessarily been won yet, but Manchester City are definitely dominating the midfield. I think there seems to be really good rapport between the three of them, and they're certainly dominating.
Absolutely superb. Every single player from Manchester City, it's a real team performance by them. And to me, Gabby and Izzy, they're not actually doing anything different that we've never seen from the team. We know they're going to play it around the back. They're going to wait to switch the play, and they've been patient. But just in possession, they're just working the ball like Manchester City do. And you asked me about them clicking well. They're finally clicking out there today.
They're clicking, certainly. Their stars are on show. They're big stars. They're American stars. Lavell's on the bench. Mewis has had a fantastic half, both her play before her goal and then got herself on the score sheet, scoring her maiden goal for Manchester City. But let's start with the opening exchanges. And obviously Arsenal were kind of struggling to get themselves into any kind of build-up, struggling to get the kind of rhythm going and making mistakes. And it was a Leah Williamson mistake which eventually led to that opening goal from Steph Houghton.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of a soft free kick, actually. However, yeah, Steph's free kick was superb. I think the way in which she's kind of curved it around the wall, she's finished it very well.
I just think from there, Leah, this is where Leah needs to experience. I'll come back to Leah after, because this is just absolutely superb from Steph. The keeper can't get anywhere near it. We've seen Steph do this time and time again. But we'll go back to the free kick, Leah Williamson's body position, and that's where she gets caught. She's not reading. She needs to be on her toes, side-footed, and it's a sloppy free kick to give away in that area so early on in the game.
Yeah, and it happened a few times, didn't it, as well, in defence, in the Arsenal defence. They looked a little bit shaky.
Yeah, and I said at the start of the game, this is the marker to see where they are against top quality opposition, against international players where you don't have that much time on the ball. And this is where Arsenal are getting found out. And they've struggled when they do have the ball. Everything's been a bit rushed and they're sloppy in possession and giving the ball away.
Again, in midfield, we talked about Jordan Nobbs ahead of this one, about how she changed the game for Arsenal at the weekend. She got the breakthrough goal that led them to win 4-0 against Spurs. And against the run of play, she pops up with something sublime. I mean, truly a wonderful goal.
Absolutely. I was thinking to myself, it's going to take a moment of brilliance for Arsenal to get back into this game, and then Jordan turns up and she does that, and she's hit the ball so sweetly. The way in which the ball's dipped, and obviously she's kind of hit it with the outside of her foot. To do that from that angle, and it's not the first time she's done that on this stadium. She's done it from a dead ball piece earlier on, a couple of years ago in the WSL against Manchester City off a free kick, and it was superb.
Interesting though, she was getting herself onto the edge of the box. She was making some really clever, intelligent runs, but she just was getting there and finding the final ball wasn't there until that point. So she just decided to take control of it herself.
You said it, it's absolutely, that kind of shot is almost out of frustration. And it's the first time Arsenal actually showed a bit of patience, was keeping the ball instead of rushing it. And Jordan's thinking, well, we've not even tested the goalkeeper yet. I know what I can do. I'm going to test the goalkeeper, and the goal comes of that.
Yeah, you see that almost in her celebration there was an element of frustration there, wasn't there? At that point, it's 1-1, and Kelly made the point in commentary, the most vulnerable time, you know, and the focus that Arsenal needed simply wasn't there, because Sam Ewis, who'd been a threat all game, and early on was showing us that she was up for shooting outside the box. She was shooting from everywhere, wasn't she? It was her goal that took the lead for them at half-time.
Yeah, sloppy again from Arsenal to concede after coming back into the game. I think just before half-time, they needed 5 minutes here just to sustain what they had. And yeah, Sam Ewis, the way in which she's dictated that midfield, she's run the show really. And this for me is Danielle van der Donk. She needs to track Sam Ewis there for me. And I think that's where Danielle's probably more of an attacking-minded midfielder than defensive. And on that transition, she just needs to pick Sam Ewis up, and that's preventable.
It's just the frustration. Those moments where you switch off are the key moments in these sort of games. You can't afford to do that. And Samu is showing her experience, just ghosting into the box. And that's easy for her because no one's around her, no one's putting pressure on, and it's great for her to get on the score sheet. But once again, it's Arsenal it's their own undoing.
And you said Van der Donk obviously not tracking her at that point, which is interesting because actually she seemed to be kind of marking her very tightly, didn't she, early on? That seemed to be her job in the first 25 minutes or so. And so much so that she wasn't then able to kind of help drive Arsenal forward. She kind of went missing, didn't she, from that part of their game. However, Mewis still, let's have a little look at how she's managed to find her way into the game and really impress her ability to control from midfield.
Stamping her authority on the game from the first whistle, her ability on the ball to drive the team forward, her athleticism that she's bringing to the game. I really like the balance throughout the whole Manchester City side, I have to admit, with Mewis bringing her experience, but we need to give credit as well to Caroline Ware and actually Kira Walsh. It's just a great blend of different styles of play in that midfield, which is really hurting Arsenal.
Yeah, they're complementing each other very well. I think Caroline Ware's been super on the ball as well. The way in which she's kind of received the ball on the half turn, she looks composed, she's keeping possession, and we said at the start of the game that this is going to be a game on transition and who can keep the ball better. Manchester City have done that, and that's why they're on top.
Do you know as well, Sam Ewis is that sort of player as well, that she brings the best out in the other players around her, just having that presence, that authority. Here we see her again, her ability to drive the team up the pitch. Chloe Kelly, when we speak about internationals coming into the league and, we need to develop our homegrown players, players like Sam Ewis being in your team are going to help players like Caroline Ware, Chloe Kelly develop.
Full moon tonight, Alex and Izzy, and we know they like to sing about the moon round these parts, don't they? Will they be singing after 90 minutes? They've got their noses in front, certainly, Manchester City. They're looking to be at that final on the 1st of November. We know who they're going to face, and it's Izzy Christiansen's Everton. Here's how they got there last night.
And off the bar. So close for Everton. That dangerous delivery again. Moron had moved into a little pocket of space. On the ball now, Christiansen. This is lovely from Everton, and there is the opener. And it is utterly deserved. Simone McGill gives Everton the lead at Birmingham in the Women's FA Cup semi-final.
Great pass through from Christiansen. Great awareness there. Good finish from the Northern Ireland centre forward McGill there.
Oh, it's a super finish, isn't it? Here is Kelly. Green ducks out of the way. That was intelligent play. Walker trying to find space for the shot. Not too far away. Space for Movold. And a dangerous delivery, and there is the second. And my word, does she deserve it. Nicolene Sorensen scores her first Everton goal. And the visitors have one foot in the FA Cup final. Birmingham 0, Everton 2.
Some good movement from Everton there, because what they've done is they've moved the fullback out of position, Holloway, and then exploited the space behind her. And then, you know, a great finish from Sorensen there.
Christensen takes advantage of that tiredness. Pike, Govan, is she to come off the bench and score again? Yes, she is. That's what she does. Valerie Govan sends Everton definitively to Wembley for the FA Cup final. Birmingham 0, Everton 3.
That was really poor from Corsi, you know, giving the ball away in that area of the pitch. Backline completely disorganised, but really strong finish there from the French international.
Well, that's got you smiling again, Izzy. Wonderful scenes at the end of that match as well. I mean, it took a while, didn't it, to get the breakthrough, but we just saw Valerie Govan then at the end. She obviously is enjoying playing her football in the UK and playing in the WSL, the French international. She scored in every game, hasn't she?
I think so, yeah. I think it's 3 in 3 so far. 3 in 3 appearances. Yeah, she's doing fantastically well. She's taken a little bit of time to settle, but she's integrated into the group really well, and she's a natural goal scorer, and she's certainly doing that for us.
And it's a squad that you can see has a great deal of belief and a great deal of faith and trust in each other.
Yep, that's what it feels like so far. We just need to keep going. We get on really well as a team, and we're just thoroughly enjoying kind of the style of play that we're doing, and yeah, we're just thriving off the environment at the moment.
Izzy, can I ask you a question? How have you dealt with coming back into the league? Have you seen any differences, or how have you felt actually from having that experience at Lyon, and then how the WSL have grown?
I think looking at the WSL from a different angle, so being out in France, I was desperate to come back to it, just because you can see the excitement and kind of the demeanour about the league just improving all the time, and just wanting to come back, and the likes of myself coming back to the league, Lucy Bronze, Alex Greenwood, etc. We've all been out in France. I think that the WSL is the best league in the world now, and I think we'll continue to attract big players to this league.
And they're feeling that too, are they? When you've got hooked up together for national training, that's the kind of feeling from all the other women.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, everyone wants to be in the WSL at the moment, and I think it's showing. And I think the competitiveness of the league, and to be a part of a team for myself such as Everton, a team that's striving to be in the top 3, is a really exciting time.
And of course, you've come back and there's no crowds. And we saw there that last night there was no shortage of passion without the crowds. And tonight you can feel the passion as well. Do you think the women have adapted very quickly to this new world that we're in at the moment?
I think so, yeah, definitely. I think now we have to kind of create the atmosphere amongst ourselves, and I think that's bringing out an extra sort of 10% in our performances. I think certainly for myself and from Everton, I think we're having to generate atmosphere on the pitch for each other and encourage each other that sometimes the fans give you. But it's going to be very strange when fans do come back, and they are allowed to come back, because we're going to rely on them as well. So yeah, it's going to be exciting, but for now, yeah, I'm just enjoying everything.
And after what you've seen there in that first half, are you sure you still want to face Manchester City in the final?
I'm not so sure at the moment.
OK, let's have a little look at what else we've got coming up for you on BBC Sport. Plenty more this week on BBC Sounds live commentary of the French Tennis Open from 12 midday tomorrow. And Lance, charting the rise and fall of the man who won the Tour de France 7 times, is live streaming on BBC iPlayer. It's an absolutely cracking documentary. Looking ahead to the weekend's Premier League fixtures, Football Focus on BBC One for you at 12 noon. Our Alex will be there. And it's been a great week for women's football coverage on the BBC, and we are not done yet. In the WSL, Manchester City face Tottenham on the red button on Sunday at 12:20, and highlights of the weekend's WSL action. You can see that, the football show, on Sunday at 8 o'clock on the BBC red button and midnight on BBC One. Well, we've had a cracker here. Manchester City playing some of their best football of the season so far. 2-1 they lead Arsenal as we enter the second half, and if it's anything like the first, it's going to be a corker.
The final, November the 1st, Everton awaits. Brilliant free kick, 1-0 Manchester City. Bit of space here for Jordan Nodds. Oh, brilliant! What an equaliser, and that is exactly what she can do. Back to Lewis, and Manchester City are back in the league.
So Beth Mead looked like she was struggling a little bit there in that first half, and she didn't seem to be kind of as mobile, had a little moment on the floor. And I was going to say, what changes can Arsenal make? But already Arsenal have injuries, don't they, coming into this? Their bench might not be as strong as it normally would be. Do you see Joe Montemurro making changes early?
No, I think the only changes will be in terms of your tactics, because do you stop Manchester City at source, i.e. stopping them playing out at the back, so maybe press a bigger, higher line, or actually when you are playing on transition, you need to be able to keep the ball better.
So in terms of the way they're playing, would you go for the high press?
Yeah, because I've seen Arsenal do it before, and it unsettles when Steph hasn't got time to pick out the passes that she does, her long-range passing, which is one of her strengths. If you pressurise her, and then that actually can frustrate City, and then they start to give up, and then Arsenal gain confidence and get higher up the pitch.
That does look like a very confident Manchester City side out there, though, Izzy, and there's plenty of talent to come in off the bench. If you're Rose Lavelle looking at that, you want to be part of it.
Yes, you are. You're itching, chomping at the bit. I think she'll be warming up in front of the manager, wanting to get on the pitch, the way in which they're moving the ball around. But yeah, hopefully we'll see her.
So not too many changes for Manchester City for you?
For now, no, I don't think so. I think things seem to be rolling pretty smoothly at the moment for them. I think they'll probably stick as they are for a little bit and see how the game adapts in the second half.
We have to say as well, for Arsenal, there is no need to panic. You are still in the game. It's 2-1. And we actually saw from the quarter-final when they did play Tottenham, they had a slow start. They had to wait for the second half for things to open up. So they need to remember that going into this second half.
They did start to kind of build, didn't they, as the half went on as well. The last 15 minutes or so, they started to kind of put some passes together, putting a bit more pressure on Manchester City, stopping this wonderful overlapping play that was happening down the left wing, certainly, and also we saw Mewis over the other side of the pitch. So, you know, if they can, as you say, just get into Manchester City a little bit higher up the pitch.
Yeah, I think there's times as well that Arsenal can switch the play, and if Beth Mead, instead of sometimes being inside a bit more, there was space in the channels to create those 2v1s or those overlaps, which we saw Manchester City doing.
I'd like to see Kim Little get on the ball a little bit more. I think she's been quite pinned back, quite deep. I think perhaps if they kind of change the formation a little bit and push Kim a little bit higher, perhaps she might be able to have more of an impact on the game.
England boss Phil Neville there, Izzy. I know you've already had a little word with him, haven't you? He called you over. Was that to congratulate you for last night?
Yes, it was, yeah.
Well, I hope he was impressed with your performance. A few internationals coming up, of course. You can see them all on the BBC. The first one of those, the 24th of October. You'll have your eye on that, Izzy?
Definitely, yep.
She's not giving nothing away, are you?
She's keeping her cards very close to her chest, is Izzy, tonight. No, she's not giving anything away. Certainly not about that. How was it? How was the get-together? You've just had a bit of a camp, haven't you?
Yeah, it was just a get-together, you know.
Oh, right, OK. She's great when she's talking about this. Shuts up when it comes to England. What did Phil say to you? Don't tell them anything. Is that what he said?
No. I mean, he just said congratulations on the win last night. And no, the meet-up was great. I love being back with the Lionesses, and hopefully I'm in the squad for the next
He'll be
trip.
impressed with the performances he's seen from the Lionesses tonight.
I have to say, I've been so impressed. Well, I suppose we'll have more time to talk about her
The Lionesses on the
afterwards.
pitch, obviously.
Yeah, Chloe Kelly, who I have to say has developed, went away from Arsenal, and now she's showing that actually she's fulfilling her potential that we knew that was always there.
Yeah, and they're out a little bit later than we thought, but they're both coming out onto the pitch now, Arsenal and Manchester City. Arsenal, well, they already have the most incredible record in the FA Cup. Are they going to extend it further? They're going to need a big 45 minutes. What can they do to rattle this, well, rather imperious-looking Manchester City side in the first half? Samantha Mewis, the USA World Cup winner, was pulling the strings there, Jonathan Pearce, and showing her class. Take it away with Kelly Smith.
She certainly was. She looked very strong, didn't she, Gabby? Yes, she's in that midfield. She has her first goal. It looked a strong midfield to me with Walsh and Caroline Weir. Kelly certainly wanted to talk about Caroline Weir in that first half. Lucy Bronslock taking that conversation with the England captain Steph Houghton next to her. No changes I can see for either side, although Jen Beattie was warming up very strenuously for Arsenal during the break. She's been out since the quarter-final of the Champions League when she suffered a recurrence of a back injury. But I think it's worthwhile coming back to Caroline Weir. We've just been talking about the down there in the studio, because I thought while Mewis is going to get the headlines, Caroline Weir deserving of real credit.
Yeah, definitely, and that's what we were talking about. As we started the game, she's an unsung hero in this midfield. No one really speaks about her that much, but she has such good qualities when she's on the ball. She's got a great passing range, wonderful free kick taker, and she's certainly a player that this Manchester City manager respects.
So off we go in the second half. Manchester City then in the sky blue and white and kicking from right to left in this second half under a full moon. Don't worry, I won't be singing Blue Moon to you. Looked ahead of the watershed for that. It's away through by Walsh, and out comes the goalkeeper for Arsenal, Zinsberger. And Williamson tucks it back to Manuela Zinsberger. Here's Schneiderbeck, who came on for Jennifer Beattie in that game in Spain. The European Champions League was played out as a mini tournament. There's a strong challenge there, really strong on Van der Donk. Lucy Bronze meant that. And a smile at the end of it. Good strong challenge, but two-footed. Woof. What do you make of this, Kelly?
I think she slipped. Her left foot kind of gave way. I'll give her the benefit of the doubt there.
Well, they're all smiles afterwards, which is good to see.
But normally that's how you fire Daniela Van der Donk up, by putting challenges in like that. You know, gets her angry. She's got a feisty a demeanour about her, that she can be quite hot-headed at times and get herself involved in some fracas that are not good for the game. So Lucy Bronze knows that and will probably be playing on that with a tackle like that.
Zinsberger within towards Maddox and Williamson. And White was behind it. And Williamson comes from a family of Arsenal supporters. They'll be watching on. Maddox up towards Jordan Nobbs. Good run in there. Bonner got ahead to it. And Lucy Bronze confident enough to get it back to Roebuck.
Arsenal certainly need to get Jordan Nobbs on the ball. You could see from the quality of the goal, she's going to ooze confidence now. She's playing that number 10 role. So from the Kim Little and Daniela Van der Donk need to find her at the top of the triangle, because she's the creative player that can make things happen and make the team tick.
Stokes. Down the line you've got Georgia Stanway. Here's Weir. Back it goes to Bonner and Steph Horton. I do think Phil Neville will be running the eye over Gemma Bonner, who has 11 appearances for England, unbeaten in that time. It's cleared away, but Arsenal have a problem. Kim Little was down on her haunches inside her own half. She's just stood up now, and she's signalled to the bench. There's a problem for Kim Little. Meanwhile, Manchester City on the attack, on the counter. And good covering back by Van der Donk. She's got through so much work. Now, Kim Little is walking across towards the dugout again and sits down again. The Arsenal captain, who has been ill hit by injuries, cruciate knee ligament injury in 2017 through to 2018. This will be a real concern for the Arsenal coach, Joe Montemurro, looking on.
She signalled over to she sat down originally and signalled over to the bench that there was a problem. Then she got back up, and then she didn't want to sprint. So could it be a hamstring possibly?
I think they're going to have to make a change. But as we said, that the match day squad tonight has a lopsided feeling that they aren't blessed with adventurous players on the bench. Roord at the moment is out injured. She's the player who scored back-to-back hat-tricks in the WSL.
Also, Lisa Evans is out with an injury. She scored a hat-trick last game.
On comes Leah Valti, who's a very good player, but she'll sit in midfield, can play further back actually. I was very, very good in that terrific league win recently against West Ham United. Didn't play in the cup quarter-final, wasn't fit enough to play against Spurs. She was a cup runner-up when she was a Potsdam player. They were beaten by Wolfsburg. And she gets that challenge in there.
She's more of a defensive-minded player, Walty, so she's not going to look to get forward. That would be now Daniela Van der Donk's role. She'll just sit and protect the back four.
It will free Van der Donk up here to do the job she loves doing. Only though for Kim Little if that is a hamstring problem, because the games are coming thick and fast. They play Bristol City the weekend, then it's Chelsea away in the Continental Cup. Tough group for them. They're regionalised the groups. They're in with Tottenham and the London City Lionesses. Goodness me, what a tough draw that is for the London City Lionesses. Meanwhile, here come Manchester City. Georgia Stanway and Demi Stokes. Wonderful run in the FA Cup. Successes of 17 and 18, Demi Stokes. She didn't miss a game. She's out there on the left-hand side, another deserving player. Stanway. And Walsh. To Horton. What do you make of Gemma Bonner? This is out for England at the moment. She's not in the reckoning, but...
No, she's a very good player. Very composed with the ball at her feet. Good pass with the ball, good vision. There's only a little bit of question over her pace when it's a transition and the ball gets turned. She's a little bit slow on the turn, and some players that are faster than her know that and can play on that. But other than that, you know, there's not...
It's a brilliant ball by Weir. Stanway in here for Manchester City. Went for the shot on goal. Was there a better option with Ellen White in the middle free?
Certainly Ellen was looking for that ball. She could see that. It's a good ball here by Caroline Weir. Off the shoulder. She shapes up. I think Ellen White was in a better position. She puts her hand out. I think she was looking for the goal there instead of playing Ellen, who was in a better position.
Scored a sensational hat-trick earlier on in the run against Ipswich in the second half in a very big Manchester City win. Now Arsenal have possession with Leah Williamson. Maritz is away on the right-hand side. Now it's rolling in from this right-hand touchline. Williamson, it was blocked there by Stokes, and Ellen White takes up the charge for Manchester City and finds her England colleague. Here's Demi Stokes inside that Arsenal penalty area. It's a little bit of composure to get beyond Schneiderbeck, and in the end pulled back on the Arsenal centre-back. And a free kick is awarded to the 29-year-old from Graz, who has won league. And
Schneiderbeck did well here. She just stands up, watches the ball. She doesn't watch the player's feet and lets Demi Stokes make the decision and stands her ground.
Even cup honours, I was going to say about Schneiderbeck. Here's a shot from range by Chloe Kelly. Now, word on Chloe Kelly, because it was interesting to hear the girls at half-time talking about her and her improvement.
Yeah, definitely. You can see how confident she is now. She's gone away, she's worked on her game. She's normally a very good 1v1 player. When she gets the ball at her feet, she drives into the space, she can commit players. For me, it's always been her end product has been a problem, but she's been working on that, and you can see that she's improved immensely in that department.
It's interesting that the Manchester City front three have got connections with the Arsenal, who are on the ball now with Nobbs, Maritz and Van der Donk. Still holding in that deep roll. Miedemar become really short looking for the ball. She's been starved of any sort of possession. She's there wearing the 11 in a little hop of frustration, and Manchester City look to get Ellen White through. But unless Arsenal get Miedemar into this game, they will struggle to get the equaliser. This is a good ball away, and Mead gives chase, and it's cleared by Ellie Roebuck. Now, good turn and run by Stanway. Stanway misplaces the ball, has given Chloe Kelly a run, but she's got there. Arsenal were hesitant. Back to Mewis. One of those lovely late runs into the penalty area by the strong US World Cup winning star. And still Manchester City press. Here's Weir. Oh, awkward bounce off the referee. Well, they've still got the ball, so she doesn't have to come back and give them it. Under the rule brought in last year, the referee hits the ball accidentally. Bronx. Bronze again. To the dead ball line. Gets the cross in. She's frustrated there, Lucy Bronze. Should she be, or did she overstrike that cross? to me, it was a decent ball in. No one was really in a position to attack it. What do you think, Kelly?
Yeah, definitely. All that play started from Georgia Stanway, breaking three players from the halfway line, driving through, playing the ball out to Chloe Kelly, and they kept that passage of play going for at least a minute, just keeping the ball and moving it from side to side.
Lewis was brilliant there with the cushion header onto Weir. And here's Stanway. Talked about the development of younger players with the influx now of world superstars, but good players will always improve from playing with other good players, and there are really encouraging signs about the way Manchester City are gelling with Sam Mewis already. And Rose Lavella's got to come on.
Oh my God, if she comes on, it would be a delight to watch, because Sam Mewis is so comfortable. It's like she's been playing in this Man City side for years. She's slotted in so well. And you can tell that the other players, Georgia Stanway's game's lifted, Ellen White's game's lifted, because they know they have such a world-class player bossing the midfield behind them.
And we don't find Marritt's appeal for a handball by Stanway. I don't think it was. And also muted appeals, by the way, for the Mewis goal from Arsenal players. I thought that Ellen White might have handled the ball on the ground as she recovered her feet. But the goal was given anyway. And switched away by Schneiderbeck. It wasn't a good ball by her. Nobbs now has it. And Williamson, Schneiderbeck just to her left-hand side, being patrolled by Chloe Kelly, so that ball wasn't on. And good press by Manchester City, really good, intense and united press. Williamson, big switch of play. Where can they get McKay flying? Caitlin Ford on that side. This is McKay. Ford's made the run to the edge of the 6-yard area. The cross is deflected up and over. It's a corner. Better from Arsenal.
Yeah, that's what Arsenal need to do more of. Switch the point of attack. Leah Williamson has that in her locker. When the ball's tight in these areas, open it up, spread the point of attack, get Caitlin Ford on the ball. She drives at players, and then the delivery can come into the box, hopefully for Medema to get on the end of.
Corner kick to Arsenal. I think it's their first in the game, is it? Anyway, it's going to be Van der Donk to take it. Medema is an obvious target in there. Comes in rather flat, and nothing comes of that corner kick, which was a curious one. But anyway, Van der Donk picks it up again. McCabe, here's Mead, and scratched away. And the clearance is completed. I think it was Walsh who got it away. In the end, it was Bonner, I'm sorry, and now Arsenal have it back once again. Van der Donk.
Just seeing Van der Donk play a little bit higher now. Leah Walty has given her the ability to push on a little bit more, and you need her in those areas to get on the ball, just to have some kind of different dimension for Arsenal to play in.
Walty went to win that challenge, and we brought out now for Arsenal. Purposeful run by Williamson, and on it goes to Jordan Nobbs. And now Beth Mead to run against Demi Stokes, goes on the outside. Arsenal have suddenly woken up to the fact this is a semi-final, a place at Wembley is at stake, and they're trailing the game, and they're chasing it now with purpose.
They certainly are. You see more urgency in their play now to get the ball out wider, to hit more diagonal balls, to play with a little bit more urgency. They know what's at stake now.
Schneiderbeck is in there. She's the cousin of Sebastian Prödl, who's now at Udinese from Watford. He scored 1 or 2 good goals at set pieces in his time. Through the penalty area, and again it was hit with the venomous power by Beth Mead, the corner kick. What can Arsenal do here? Comes back to Maritz. It's a lovely ball into the penalty area. And in the end it wouldn't quite come down for Caitlin Ford to deliver a header on target with enough power. But I think that's only their second effort forcing a save out of Ellie Roebuck in the entire game. First one, she stood no chance of getting anywhere near. It was the Jordan Nobbs equaliser. Van der Donk, Maritz. Van der Donk, Nobbs, Mead. Was played at slightly too much pace, and down below is Joe Montemuro, the Arsenal manager stretched his arms out wide to either side, an expression of frustration that the pass had too much pace and a way through for a goal kick.
It should never have been played that side of Demi Stokes, because Beth Mead is not as fast as Demi. She should have pulled off and got the ball to her feet.
She's been in 14 of the last 22 FA Cup finals, and 9 of the last 15. Manchester City have won it 2 in the last 3 years. It's away by Bonner. Now here's Lucy Bronze. Run from Walsh broke the line. And into a little bit of space, then closed by Nobbs. Bronze has gone on. 2 in the middle to hit. Played the percentage cross low and fizzing, and Ellen White wasn't quite up with the play. Going to be an intriguing season this, you know. Chelsea having won the Community Shield in emphatic style, but Manchester City very good here in the first half. Will get better and better. Arsenal have started off very strongly and will be there throughout the season. Everton, what a start they've had. Manchester United as well, and Tottenham with Alex Morgan. Exciting days ahead.
I can't wait to see what Alex Morgan brings to the Tottenham side. Obviously, they have been lacking in front of goal, and they brought in one of the best strikers in the world.
McCabe now for Arsenal. Miedemar holding in a deep position. She has not had a sniff of a goal, sniff of a chance, no service whatsoever. There she is, look. Left side of the midfield.
She's getting frustrated, so she's coming deeper to get on the ball. But like we said earlier, don't write her off. She just needs a sniff.
She is the archetypal goal poacher. There was a little push there. Sutherland got tight, but not too tight on forward. And here's Stanway now for Manchester City. Rolled inside, but couldn't get away from Volti. And Jordan Nobbs finds Mead. Also look bright at the moment. Volti switches feet. Miedemar again coming deep. Rose Lavelle is getting ready to come on for Manchester City. It would be her debut, long awaited, from a player who just was extraordinary last summer in France. She'll come on in a minute. And who will she come on for? Ellen White could well be a candidate as they nurse her through the opening weeks of the season. Games coming thick and fast, of course. And they might play Stanway through the middle and Lavelle on the left-hand side. I would imagine that's what they're going to do. We'll wait and see. Brilliant goal in the final of the World Cup, won the bronze ball. Their best player in the tournament. Here's Mewis. Walsh and Stokes. Stanway played in that more central role at Wembley in the Community Shield. Played a pre-season friendly at Stanway at right back. Mewis again has that uncanny ability to find a little yard of space. Walty went across and got there. Who do you think they should change, Manchester City, with Lavelle coming on? What would you do?
It's a good question. I would likely bring off Ellen White, put Georgia Stanway up in that 9 position, and put Lavelle out onto the right, and I'm right.
Well, play minds think alike. It will be Ellen White who will be coming off. Talked once or twice in this game about deserving players.
Substitution.
Here is one. I think she's had 1, 2, 3 cruciate knee ligament injuries.
Yeah. And so early in the season, like you said, Jonathan, just to get the minutes, get the rest now, get the recovery time. Like, games are going to come thick and fast. And it's great to see this young lady grace the turf in England. She, for me, was one of the best players at the World Cup. Brilliant player to watch. So smooth on the ball.
Outstanding player. 25, she's from Cincinnati originally. She joined Manchester City from Washington Spirit. Tucked around the corner for Arsenal. So Caitlin Ford, Miedemar going up wide towards that left-hand side. Lucy Bronze was well positioned. And Weir. And he's got some superstars to bring on. There's Lavelle. Big fan of the Cincinnati Reds baseball team. Free kick here for Manchester City for the foul on Stanway. Why, says Van der Donk. Let's have another look at this, Kelly. I'm not too sure about this.
That's what Georgia Stanway does so well. She gets you on the half turn. She drives at players. She commits these kind of fouls. Don't think it was a foul, but she gets into those positions where people have to make a decision. She's so quick on the half turn and drives and excels away and opens the whole field up for herself and her teammates.
With a smile on the face of Georgia Stanway. I think she's got away with one here. I don't think that was a free kick. But Weir will take it anyway for Manchester City. It's straight down the throat of Zinsberger. And disappointing. The first mistake really she's made in the game.
We're allowed just one.
Hasn't been as effective in the second half as she was in the first, though. There's Williamson. Slip down the line to McKay. Ford's going down that left-hand touchline ahead of her. Then into Miedemar, and Steph Horton did just enough, and both Horton and Bonner have marshalled Miedemar superbly well. Here's Weir. And Bronze. Manchester City are, what, 23 minutes away from another Wembley appearance in another FA Cup final. And they've overrun that a little bit. It's a bit of a rusty touch. Hasn't played in such a while. Manchester City unbeaten at home in 31 games, going back to defeat by Atletico Madrid in September 18. So I knew it was going to be tough.
That is some stat. That's a lot of games. This place is a fortress for them.
And off the right-hand side came Chloe Kelly. Bronze follows up. Takes the extra touch. And I think that's a goal kick. Well, we've seen how Manchester City have changed it. Lavelle coming on for White. But chasing the game, how is Joe Montemurro going to change it now?
He doesn't have too many options off the bench. We talked about this before. Mainly defensive players, defensive-minded players. They need some kind of brilliance or a bit of magic from certain players on the pitch to make this happen, because I don't see it coming from the bench to change the tempo or give the players a lift from coming from the bench.
The hat-trick by Lisa Evans against Tottenham Hotspur won that game. The injury to Lisa Evans picked up in that game could lose them this, because they are very, very shy of attacking options. Here's Williamson. And Norwich to Beth Mead. And Jordan Nobbs. And a chase here with the centre-back who just got there, Schneiderbeck. Ahead of Chloe Kelly, who's so pacey, of course. Ended up not a good ball into Jordan Nobbs. Mewis, a fine ball to Weir. When Mewis signed for Manchester City, she talked glowingly about Caroline Weir and about what a terrific player she is. I was very interested to hear those remarks. And there's Lavelle. What a bad player to bring on, eh? And they're all here playing in the WSL. And you can follow it, of course, every week on the Women's Football Show on the BBC, and live games too. Man City against Tottenham, Sunday 12:20 on the red button. We've got Mewis and Lavelle against Morgan, and the Women's FA Cup final, the Vitality Women's FA Cup final, Sunday, November the 1st, 2:30, live on BBC One. Well, Neville, watching on. He's had his critics over the last 12 months, but people tend to forget he did get a team to a World Cup semi-final. And with a better rub of the green that day, a disallowed goal been given, and Steph Orton scored the penalty, England would have been in the final. It's Schneiderbeck towards Mead, who was caught a little bit late. She's taken a buffeting tonight.
She has. She's been hit a few times. She's going to feel that in the morning. But she's not afraid to put her body on the line, you know. She's one of those players that can go at players, will take the hit, get back up and go again.
You were a little bit like that, Kelly, except they could never get close enough to you.
Had way too many injuries.
There's a free kick now for Arsenal. Plenty of time left. Has to be settled here tonight, of course. It's tucked up to McCabe. Good close. Stanley, I think it was, who came and blocked it. Arsenal go again wide to Beth Mead. There's a fine run in behind by Jordan Nobbs. Mead splashes across in there. And it's launched away by Weir. Steepling ball that Marrick's headed forward. Mead, that's awkward. Marrick's is under pressure. Lavelle was quick to close. Stanway was coming as well. And she's there again. Good challenge by Van der Donk, who went to ground. Weir, give and go with Lavelle. Weir nearly in. And Schneiderbeck read the situation and brings it out here for Arsenal. And was fouled by Chloe Kelly. Now the passage of the ball, the direction of the ball, suggested to me she might have got a touch on it. Free kick taken very quickly. And forward has come to the right-hand side for Arsenal now. Emily Stokes hanging on, and I think the foul was by Ford. She was dragging down on the arm of the England defender. Holding the shirt.
That's a tough one because both players are holding the shirts, which normally do in those situations. You try and get the upper hand.
Emily Stokes was in the Sunderland team, beaten in the FA Cup final by Arsenal in 2009. You weren't in that one, you'd gone to the States, I think.
Yes, yeah.
5 winners' medals for Kelly, scored in 4 finals.
I think the last FA Cup final was my most special, mainly because it was at Wembley and beating Chelsea, and we were the underdogs during that year. And just to walk up those Wembley steps like these players, one set of team is going to do on the 1st of November, it's just a surreal moment.
Henry shot, deflected up off Schneiderbeck through to the hands of the goalkeeper. The very good Danielle Carter goal, wasn't it? Did she roll in from the left-hand side?
Brilliant goal. She cut in onto her right foot and bent it around the goalkeeper.
Marrick's. Jordan Nobbs. Also still trying to play them onto mirror away. But, oh, goodness me, I don't know if you heard that. Miedemar absolutely shrieked at her teammates there to get the ball up quicker. She's off through the centre-forward channel there now, wanting the ball. It's a lovely little flick to her on. She knew exactly what she was doing. Forward back into the middle. And it's squirted away by Walsh. Well, that's what Miedemar's been calling for.
Exactly, and she got the ball that she wanted and she deserved. She good little flick on to Caitlin Ford. She knew where she was. Just the cross into the box wasn't good enough. But that's the leadership that she brings. She's not afraid to dig her teammates out and tell them what she wants and what they need to be doing. They need to be playing the ball a lot quicker.
Dr. Van der Donk, oh, lovely cushion touch that is. Sublime control. Knobs into the middle. Very nearly came to Ford. The header not quite precise enough, and it was cleared away by Horton. Zinsberger. Time getting tight now. Could have run out a go. Into Mead. Now Miedemar. McCabe's offside. But that's interesting, Kelly, there, because Manchester City had 9 outfield players inside their own penalty area as that move built up. They still had one left alone downfield in Stanway for a break, but they had so many players back so quickly.
Yeah, they get numbers behind the ball, especially the second half, very quickly. They're very, very organised defensively. They know their roles and responsibilities. They've made it very, very hard for Arsenal to play at the top of the box because they've got so many numbers, like you said, behind the ball. It's made it very difficult for them to get the ball moving quickly around the top of the box like Arsenal like to do.
The cross wouldn't quite come on to Caitlin Ford as she would have wanted it to there. He's already experienced a Wembley heartache in the FA Cup final in 2018 when they choked on the day, really, and were well beaten by Chelsea. And they'll feel they haven't been at their best tonight. But Manchester City have moved forward, certainly from their performances this season so far, and Roebuck was aware there. Manchester City are going to make another change. Jill Scott could be who's going to come on. Standing, ever ready, simply loves the game of football. Lives and breathes the game. His merits.
She's been a brilliant ambassador for the game, still is. Jill Scott, phenomenal player, box to box, best engine. She scores goals for fun. She's really developed that into her game.
She had to drive from Sunderland, she's from that part of the world, down to Everton. She used to drive down and back for training sessions.
Yeah, brilliant commitment. This was way before the game was as professional as it is now.
Well, she had to work during the day, didn't she?
She worked and drive. I don't know how she did it, but that's the dedication that she had and still has to this day. She just loves the game. She lives and breathes it, Jonathan.
She wants a chance to get back to Wembley Stadium and put the record right because she was sent off in the Community Shield. Here's McCabe. Advanced down that left for Arsenal, was fouled as she turned back inside. Free kick against Kira Walsh, who again is in an unsung way has played an important role for Manchester City in front of the centre-backs. I think the Manchester City first change we'll see will not be Jill Scott. I think it'll be a striker, young striker, who will come on. Jess Park and Chloe Kelly, we're being told, will depart. Jess Park is 18, turns 19 next month. Just been contracted through to 2023, can play through the middle, can play either side, had 20 minutes against Leicester. So with all the superstars, they are developing their younger talent too. Here's McCabe. Didn't get a shout. And Arsenal have about 11 minutes to get back into this semi-final time. Miedema's blistering pace there. Got her in behind Bonner when we were talking about that a while back. That could be a suspect position there with Bonner's lack of pace against Miedema, and she tore past her.
That's the thing, she played on Bonner's weakness there, just played it on the shoulder. Great speed to get away, uses the body, the strength, but just a poor touch just when she needs it to be closer to her body to try and get a shot off. It runs away from her. We haven't mentioned her name enough today, Jonathan. She's been very isolated and out of the game.
Looks fairly distressed about it as well. Off goes Chloe Kelly. Chloe Kelly is the one who's gone off, and Parker's come on. Comes from York originally. At Hull and York City, joined Manchester City 3 years ago. 5 goals in 15 games for the club. 10 minutes of normal time to go. It's a very good ball by Van der Donk to Belty. And she couldn't pick it up. Manchester City are on the offensive. Stanley's in the middle. Park feeds Mewis. It's a tired sort of a ball. Ran so hard in that first half, Mewis. Knobs now for Arsenal. And Ford, a big switch of play. Meads are waiting on the left-hand side, and the ball over the head of Lucy Bronze, quickly onto Van der Donk. Ooh, and it came very quickly off Steph Horton, back to her goalkeeper. She will say she had it all under control.
You can see the Arsenal players screaming for a back pass. That they know deep down it's not, but it's worth challenging it just in case the ref gives it.
I tell you what, Steph Horton thought that was going in. Just watch for her reaction here as she looks very, very grateful. Now Miedema, she's got to run here on Demi Stokes. Is this the moment she can get into the game? Stokes has gone to ground but timed it beautifully. And Miedema forced to go inside, and Stokes got at her again. Terrific play by Demi Stokes there to deny one of the game's great goal scorers.
Brilliant defending there by Demi Stokes. She's so quick over that space. Goes to ground because she has to win the ball if you go to ground, because if you're not, you're going to touch the player. She's likely going to go down. Top class defending there by the England left back.
We've seen the strength of Manchester City attacking in the first half. Now we see their resolve at the other end. Mead for Arsenal. Has it again, Mead. Valti. A little tumble on the edge of the box will bring nothing. Ford is asking for a penalty, but as she went between the two defenders, I think she just simply went down. Let's have another look at it. That was my first reaction. Ooh, well, it wasn't in the box anyway. It was Demi Stokes. She had a case for a foul there, didn't she?
Ish. Hand was kind of there. It's always tough to get those calls.
Balti was fouled. Just signs for me that Sam Mewis is tying up a wee bit.
Yeah, she hasn't been as influential. The second half hasn't really dictated the tempo of the game as much as she did the first 45 minutes, but still having her on that pitch is a massive presence for Man City.
Merrick's to four. Fullback has looked for the return. Lacked any sort of support, and that's a good early call by Ellie Roebuck. Massive year for Ellie Roebuck in the European Championship finals and the Olympics first, of course, and then the European Championships following year, World Cup, and a big 2-3 years for her.
Brilliant goalkeeper, so much potential.
Four. And Mead. Stokes is there with her, and again did very well. Now she knows she has to perform every week like this with Alex Greenwood pressing her hard. That left back position. Maritz around the corner by Nobbs. Good first time passing by Arsenal. And Weir tidies up for Manchester City. Pressure back on them. Good ball by Jordan Nobbs to the space of Maritz. Takes the return, fine challenge. Well, when you think of Rose Lavelle, you think of her getting forward for the USA, but that's the other side of it.
Yeah, she does the dirty work side of the game. She has to, coming from the US, the mentality that they have. Going forward is a must, defence is a must. Putting tackles in, being aggressive on the front foot. That's what you're used to.
Corner kick. Canny little piece of play by Van der Donk. And she'll leave the corner kick to be taken by Katie McCabe. 5.5 minutes to go. And Arsenal to rescue this situation.
Every player for Man City is, well, pretty much back in their own box, bar the two out from the corner kick, Jonathan. No one is up top. They realise how...
In comes that corner kick. Ooh, now is there a little push in the air there. Lucy Bronze was rising with the Arsenal player. Back into the middle it comes. Williamson, I think it was, who took the tumble. And now Manchester City look to counter. Williamson has got back very quickly there, look, in the middle of the Arsenal defence. and the cross easily gathered. And Zinsberger looked to release quickly, couldn't get it away.
Just that cross there. Kira Walsh didn't need to play the ball in. There's only one player in the box. Kill the game. See that there's only one player. Bring the ball back. Keep possession of the team. You know, Arsenal look tired right now. Pushing for that goal, pushing, giving all the energy for these last couple of minutes. Drain the game even more.
Terrific defensive header here by Lucy Bronze under pressure. It wasn't, there's no question of a push. It was a brilliant piece of defending. Old-fashioned kick for touch. 4 minutes to go. Manchester City have beaten Arsenal 3 times in a row here. But the 4th one will be the sweetest of all. Penalty. It's Vermeer, who's been kept quiet for long periods. Zinsberger, good pressure by Manchester City. Arsenal couldn't get out. Now they might. Valti's got an option to play out to Maritz, and down the line is Ford. Van der Donk is making a run also ahead of her there. Look, inside right position. Jordan Nobbs wants it. Now Williamson. Frustrated here for Arsenal, they can't find a way through. Williamson.
It's great defensive shape there by Man City. Really close to each other. You know, a couple of lines of defence. Very difficult to play through. All know their own roles and responsibilities.
This was terrific from Demi Stokes.
Yeah, she goes to the ground, she wins the ball. It's very difficult as a defender to go to the ground in the box like that. You have to win the ball like she did, and she's got such good upper body strength for somebody that's so small. She's very stocky, but uses her upper body so well.
She was one of the players who went out to the USA. We were talking about earlier. Went out to the University of South Florida. Played for the Vancouver Whitecaps as well, I think. Well, that's a foul. Should be. Two minutes to go. And there will be at least 2 or 3 minutes of stoppage time. And McCabe has been cautioned. And she just left her foot in there. And she won't get another chance, I don't think. Bronze. Montemiro. Nothing he can do now. Ford. He's won though by Lavelle. Again, here's Weir. He's been excellent. On a good ball. Walsh was under pressure and has conceded a foul. Stop Beth Mead any way they can. Mead's free kick wasn't perhaps the wisest, but it's kept in by Maritz. Ford. Williamson. Horton was there. Schneiderbeck, good take. McCabe. Let's put this into context. Arsenal's form at the start of the season has been terrific. They beat Reading 6-1, West Ham 9-1, Tottenham in the cup quarter-final 4-0. So Manchester City's performance needed to be top-notch today, and it was in that first half in particular. We're seeing a different Manchester City in the second. And out comes Roebuck to collect.
We really haven't seen Ellie Roebuck tested, other than the Jordan Nobbs goal. You know, I can't remember her making a save. With the amount of goals that they've scored so early on, it's been a different kind of game for them in terms of the quality that they've come up against. Certainly, Manchester City are one of the best sides in this league, and they've proved it today defensively, getting numbers behind the ball, being very difficult to beat.
You saw the number 3 on the board. 3 minutes of stoppage time being played. Schneiderbeck. And that's ricocheted around. Stanway last, but Arsenal get it away. Maritz, all through the channel. Look at Steph Horton coming across. Out of play it goes. Safety first. And the Manchester City and England captain, nearing 200 games now. Steph Horton for Manchester City. She's there again. Another one with former Arsenal connections, of course. Steph Horton. Won the cup twice as an Arsenal player. Into the box it goes. They look for Miedemar, who's cut a forlorn figure throughout the game, but might get one last chance. Meade's delivery into the box. Miedemar rises. Ford is underneath it with a little bit of pressure, and Steph Horton relieves that pressure again, ballooning the ball clear. We're halfway through the stoppage time period, and Arsenal encamped in the Manchester City half now. Schneiderbeck will use the goalkeeper to get it to Williamson. Meade is pulled out wide to the right-hand touchline. It's an option. It's a poor ball through. Use of the ball at times by Arsenal, especially out the back, has been poor, Kelly.
Yeah, and there's been a few mistakes here and there, certainly in the back part of the game, that has allowed Man City to get on top of possession. Is this a free kick?
They've got a free kick here, though. And it was Gemma Bonner who was climbing all over the Arsenal player, and it's a free kick in dangerous territory, because we've seen Arsenal score from this range from free play with Jordan Nobbs. We know what McCabe can do from here, left-footed, and Miedemar stalking away, and I think it's going to be Katie McCabe from here.
This could be the last kick of the game.
Seconds to go. Can she rescue this semi-final? McCabe with the free kick, hits the wall. Back out to her, she's gone on the outside. Can she deliver a good cross the far post? Miedemar was coming in, of all the people, of all the players in the world to convert, and she couldn't. What an opportunity. It's come and gone, and with that hopes of Wembley, I think, have gone for Arsenal. Or have they? They're back on the attack. Here's Van der Donk inside the penalty area, and Manchester City get it away again, and the referee blows the whistle, and Manchester City are going back to Wembley for the FA Cup final. They have beaten Arsenal here by 2-1. Steph Horton with an exceptional free kick, Jordan Nobbs with an even better goal, and then the winner from Sam Mewis, her first in English football, sends the World Cup star to Wembley for an FA Cup final. And the thoughts here of Kelly Smith.
Yeah, I think certainly Manchester City overall over the 90 minutes have been the better team. They've looked more hungry, they've looked more composed on the ball, especially the midfield three have really dominated and dictated the play, especially the first half. Arsenal got themselves back into the game a little bit, but overall, I think the injuries to Arsenal, Jill Roord, Lisa Evans, you know, goals from those players, they've been missed today.
Well, it was a good save in the end, wasn't it? Pushing the ball away by Ellie Roebuck, all smiles for Manchester City. Steph Horton played such a massive role in it, and they're going to Wembley, Gabby. They've won this semi-final by 2-1. Kelly, last thought from you on this one?
Well, certainly Manchester City now face Everton in the FA Cup final. What a great occasion for them and for the women's game. I was really impressed with Samantha Mewis today in that middle of the park. As I said before, she really settled in. Looked like she's been playing here for years, and I can't wait to see her progress more and be more comfortable around her teammates. She already looks like she's an amazing talent. Rose Lavelle, I think, was a little bit slow coming off the bench. but these two players certainly will add to this Manchester City side this year.
5 times Kelly Smith was an FA Cup winner, but it'll be the players of Manchester City or Everton who will lift that trophy at Wembley on November the 1st. Manchester City 2, Arsenal 1.
Kelly, Jonathan, thank you so much. Well, what an exciting end to that second half. And really, you'd have had Arsenal, you'd have had Vivian Miedema all day long across the face of goal, getting that equaliser. But it wasn't to be. Brilliant goalkeeping from Ellie Roebuck, and she will have impressed the England manager, Phil Neville, who was here watching tonight, as he would have been impressed by many of the England players out there. Well, Leah Williamson, she looks very disconsolate there, doesn't she? That wasn't Arsenal's night. It wasn't her night. She was, of course, involved in giving away the free kick that Jordan Nobbs converted for that equaliser in the first half. But then Sam Mewis came back and scored her first goal for Manchester City, which has turned out to be the winner for them. And they are going back to Wembley to defend the title they already have. They're already FA Cup holders, of course, from 2019, but this is the 2019-20 FA Cup final, just to keep you on track, which will take place on the 1st of November. Serious moments, serious times out there, Izzy, at the moment. It's not all jumping up and down like you Everton women were last night. What's going on there?
I think with Arsenal finishing the game almost with sneaking an equaliser, I think Man City will feel a little bit kind of relieved, if anything. I think the celebrations that we had last night are contrast to that, but equally they'll be delighted, I'm sure, to be in the final. And
well, as you say, right on cue, the celebrations have started. It was frenetic, it was frantic from Arsenal, almost a little bit too much. Almost, Alex Scott, the composure kind of went. They were so desperate to get that equaliser, so desperate to get themselves into extra time.
Yeah, improved in the second half, Arsenal, but still not good enough. I think Manchester City throughout the game showed their class. They were confident through every single third, from the back line with the experience of Steph Houghton and Gemma Bonner, and that just filtered all the way through the team. And you have to say they were really in control of the game the whole 90 minutes, and you have to say they are deserved winners.
OK, well, while the Manchester City players celebrate, let's hear from the losing manager, Joe Montemurro.
Well, Joe, commiserations. You said pre-match that it'd be the team that settled into the game the quickest that would win it. Was that the case in the end?
Absolutely. They dominated the first 60 minutes. They were better than us, and we have no excuses.
You look like you got yourself back into the game with that wonderful Jordan Nobbs strike just before the break. Then they scored again. How stern were your words at half-time?
Look, we had to change a few things. We had to clean a few things up and be a little bit better. It's just disappointing because we have the capacity and the ability to play well, and tonight wasn't the night.
Your night was obviously made more difficult when Kim Little had to go off injured. What's the latest on her?
Oh, we don't know. We'll wait and see. Just she felt something in her hamstring. We'll just wait and see. It's too early to tell.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
Leah Williamson there, Alex Scott, really does look like she's either kind of explaining something, she's not happy, she's certainly disappointed with the performance, disappointed with the result tonight.
Frustrated, most probably because they didn't really get into any kind of flow. I think a lot of them will be getting on the bus feeling frustrated, and it's those feelings as a player that you never want to have. What if we did this? What we could have done this? And that's most probably Leah replaying every single moment, that the things that they could have done differently throughout the game.
it's always very kind of premature after a game to be emotional, and obviously we're looking at Leah there.
Are you good at taking the emotions out of those situations?
I think sometimes I am, but sometimes it's very circumstantial. I think that it's just largely dependent on how the game's gone. I think, like Alex has said, it's been a frustrating night for Arsenal. They haven't gained any rhythm at all.
Let's go and hear emotions of a different kind now, because Captain Steph Houghton is talking to Joe Curry.
I've actually got Jordan Nobbs and me of Arsenal. Jordan, obviously a tough night for yourself. How do you sum that one up?
You know, I think the first half dominated with a better team. We didn't keep the ball very well at times, and I think that obviously was the crucial point. I think in the second half we showed that we can play football, and I think if we'd have played like that in the first half, we'd have been a better team, and I think we know that we can do that.
I'm sure it'll feel like a long bus ride home tonight. This one's going to hurt for a while, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, these games, you got to win to go through, and you know, we didn't do enough tonight. And congratulations to Man City, they, you know, dominated, and you know, we're disappointed, obviously.
Obviously, you've got to now turn your attentions to the league. How, as a group of players, do you pick yourselves up and go again?
Oh, look, we're a good side, and we know that we started the season very well, and you know, today we didn't come out the blocks and keep the ball, so we know what we need to do, and you know, our next game will be focusing on winning.
And look, just on a personal note, obviously tonight, disappointing result, but a sweet strike from you, similar to the one you scored in the quarter-final. Do you feel like you're really starting to find your range at the moment?
Yeah, you know, that's what I want to do. Obviously, right now, I'm not really thinking about the goal, but you know, when it comes to scoring goals for this club, I want to be doing that and you know, changing the game when I can. So hopefully, I can carry on doing that, and we continue to win.
Thanks for speaking to us, Jordan.
Thank you very much.
Well, she certainly did that, Jordan Nobbs, but sadly for Arsenal it only lasted a few minutes because Samantha Mewis came in then and got what turned out to be the winner, her debut goal for Manchester City, and imposed herself all over that performance, particularly in the first half. So let us now hear from the victorious manager. Gareth Taylor has joined us in the usual socially distanced, COVID distant 2 metres there. Congratulations.
Thank you, Gabby.
That was an impressive performance, particularly the first half from your team.
Yeah, I think you're spot on. We played really well in the first half. I was really impressed with our performance. We arguably could have had a bigger lead going into the half-time. Disappointing with the goal that they scored because I felt like they never really looked like having an attempt. It was a good finish, obviously, from Jordan. But I thought the reaction the girls showed within a few minutes to go and score like they did was epitomises the spirit that's in there at the moment. And it's difficult because we're a new group. You know, we've made a few signings, so
we've noticed.
Well, everyone keeps telling us we're making all the signings, but I think there's a lot of activity going on in the WSL, but everyone seems to want to focus on us, but that's fine.
Well, you bring in 2 World Cup winners, you bring in a Lucy Bronze, you bring in Alex Greenwood, you know, and they are 4 world-class players. You bring 2, obviously winning the Champions League in the summer. How difficult has it been to integrate those players? Because you've had a little stumble, a draw against Brighton, the Community Shield, you know, it hasn't been the kind of smooth trajectory into the season.
Yeah, well, like you say, the Community Shield, we didn't have 3 of those players, and Sam was barely fit enough to play in that game, so we've had to wait and had to be patient. Obviously, Lucy and Alex had commitments elsewhere, and Rose took a little bit longer. So, and then on top of that, we had the quarantine with COVID, and so there was all sorts. But we can just see now that, you know, on some moments we're going to click, and others potentially you might get a bit of a flatter performance. But like I say, I thought in the first half our performance was
your
great.
Best football of the season in the first half, would you say?
I think so, yeah, and that's what I pride myself on is the football that we play. Results, we're in a results-based business. We understand we want to do well and want to win, but so does everybody else. And Arsenal had a real good go in the second half, and it was fairly tight at the end, but fortunately we came through.
And you're going to Wembley. You've got a month to even more time to get this squad of players to click and the possibility. I was going to say the first trophy of the season, but it's actually the last trophy of last season, isn't it? So you could win 2 FA Cups within a 7-month period.
Someone told me we were the holders, and it confused me a little bit, but I had to do a little bit of thinking. But no, great to be going back to Wembley. The girls really deserve it, and you know, we haven't got time to stop. We're back in the WSL on Sunday. Conti Cup next week, so it's full on, but we're really enjoying it.
We saw the quality of Samantha Mewis in that first half, in the way she took hold of the game, took hold of the midfield and controlled the game and the tempo of the game. And obviously Rose Lavelle coming in the second half. What do you think the big challenges for those American players in particular coming into the WSL? What is the thing that they're finding the most difficult to get to grips with?
I would imagine maybe the physicality of the game, the tactical side, maybe a number of things. You just never know. They're experienced players, as we've said, but this is going to be new to them, coming to a new environment, a new club, a new coach. There's so many things to factor into it. But, you know, like I say, they're, first and foremost, they're great people. We always want to recruit great people here, and that's the first thing we look for. We like them to be good players also, which they are. So we're really looking forward to working with them going forward.
We're looking forward to seeing what you can do as well. Thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations.
No
and
congratulations, Izzy, last night as well. Look forward to seeing you in the final.
Thank you.
She did say, Gareth, that she was hoping it was going to be Manchester City that Everton would face in the final. She's got her wish, so it's going to be a real northwest battle down in old London town, isn't it? But we'll see you at Wembley.
Thanks, Gabby.
Thank you very much. Thank you. You still sticking by that?
Oh, yeah.
Lucy behind us wants to play another game over there. Look, she's got the ball doing kick-ups like she's not done enough running.
Saw her wander over. She had a chat to our Kelly Smith, just came down from the commentary box. They were having a little chat a moment ago. And, I'm delighted to say, I think Samantha Mewis is coming over. Is she? Come into the mics, Samantha, and we're going to have a little look back at your goal. You can enjoy that. This is for 2-1. It turned out to be the winner. She's just come over to have a little chat with us. We were just about to have a look at this. So, and this was the goal that ended up taking Manchester City back to Wembley for the FA Cup final on the 1st of November.
You just need to follow now in Carly Lloyd's footsteps, scoring at Wembley. You've got your debut goal. She did it at Wembley.
Okay, that sounds like a good plan to me.
No. How did you find that? How did you find the tempo of the game? How did you find the whole experience? Because this is, you've been kind of blooded in slowly, haven't you? Gareth's kind of played you in. You and Jill have been kind of taking in turns a little bit so far.
Yeah, I thought this was such a great game. Arsenal was a really tough opponent, and I think the intensity of this game was really high. And I'm just really proud of the girls for pulling out the win. We really had to grind it out in the second half, but I thought it was a great team effort, and I'm just really excited to be a part of this tournament and to get to go back to Wembley and compete there again.
And what about the way that you've kind of been able, you and Rosabelle have been able to kind of integrate into the squad? I'm just asking Gareth what he felt the challenges were for you. Izzy was talking earlier on.
What did he say? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, obviously there's all kinds of, moving to a new country, living in a new city, all of that stuff. But also, obviously we know about the fitness of you US women, and we saw that in the World Cup last year. He felt the physicality may be something else, another dimension. Do you feel that?
As like the
physicality, I suppose, from other players.
Oh, yeah. I think that, overall, the girls have been so welcoming. So just from that end, I feel like we've been integrated really well. Socially, I feel like the girls have been so friendly and really want us involved in everything, and we feel like a part of the team already, which is great. But I think on the field, Rose and I both feel like we're learning so much already. I think that I would point out that everybody's tactical ability and understanding has just, I'll try to defend Kira Walsh in this possession drill we do, and I literally have never been able to take the ball from her. So I just feel like I'm learning from the players here, and if I can bring anything to the team, that's really exciting. But I feel for the most part like I'm the one learning.
Because, of course, you've got a lot as well to share from your experiences with the other players. Do you feel like they're sponges around you as well?
I don't know. I hope maybe I can bring something, but I feel like this team is so well established and has so many veteran players who have so much experience. So I kind of feel like the sponge, and me and Rose talk about all the time. We both kind of feel that way. So we're excited to be here and excited to experience all these awesome parts of the league and our teammates.
Well, great work tonight. We're looking forward to seeing you at Wembley in a month's time. Thank you so much, Samantha.
Thanks.
Bye, guys. Bye. And that felt a bit like American TV, because they kind of come in like that, don't they? So she's used to that, but it's still strange for us to have the players kind of running 2 meters away there. And obviously with a goal tonight, a fantastic... Oh, hang on a second. They're coming like buses. Steph Horton's coming now. She's coming down to have a chat with us. So we're going to show her goal as well. It's almost like we planned this. Steph, we're just going to have a little look at your goal. So you come into the mic, and and what an absolute cracker it was as well. Let's have a little look. Just if you could just get to the mic there for us. Obviously there was a free kick which came from Alex Leah Williamson there, just a little bit rash.
Just flat-footed for me, for Leah on that, and that's the kind of mistake she needs to eradicate from her game. But Steph Up, the captain, talk us through it, Steph.
I practiced them yesterday and they were absolutely awful, so that's probably just a lucky one. So
I don't know, we've seen you do those a few times before, but there was beautiful dip on the ball there. What's the feeling like when it's an FA Cup final, you want to retain it, you're the captain? How does that feel?
Yeah, obviously, we knew that playing Arsenal was always going to be a tough game, and whenever we play them, it's always quite close. So to get a goal up was, in the first 20 minutes, I thought we were excellent in terms of our pressing and the way that we played in midfield. That we caused Arsenal a lot of problems, so we really deserved to go ahead.
Izzy said before the match she fancied Manchester City for Everton in the final. She was having a few doubts at half-time, but you guys must have seen, or you must have heard about their performance last night and the way they've started this season as well.
Yeah, of course, a lot of the girls watched the game, and Everton deservedly won the game, which for us, it's obviously, you come to our game, you're thinking, right, OK, we've got a big game in the final if we win tonight, so it'll be a good one come the 31st of October.
Strange one as well, isn't it, to be winning last season's FA Cup in about a month's time, with another one coming a few months after that. And the team feels like tonight that you've kind of gelled a little bit more. There have been a couple of little stumbles along the way in the first few matches.
Yeah, of course, we've not really hit our rhythm yet. I think obviously there's been a lot of changes with the manager, and obviously a lot of new players coming in, the likes of Sam and Rose. Rose has obviously just come back into the squad. To see her get a debut was amazing, and obviously Sam just showed what a world-class player she was tonight. She absolutely bossed the midfield, and yeah, of course it's going to take us time to gel, but I thought that was more like Man City of a little bit of last year.
Excellent stuff. Well done, Steph.
Thank
we'll
you.
see you in a month's time at Wembley. And best of luck for the next few weeks. I don't think anybody else is coming along, are they? But do tell me, because they're all behind me, so I can't see them coming in. And no doubt, obviously, tonight, they will celebrate, but they will move on, because back into league action on Sunday, of course, with Spurs as well. It comes thick and fast, doesn't it, at the moment, Izzy?
Tell me about it, Gabby. Yeah, I think it's 6 games in 14 days. I could be wrong with that, but it's around that anyway. And yeah, it's great. It's what we've wanted. We've been in lockdown for so many months, wondering when we'd next play a match, and now we have them coming thick and fast. So it's exciting.
What do you make of the reactions there from the Manchester City camp? Measured, I'd say.
Measured, because they're used to being in finals, so they don't want to get too ahead of themselves, and just having that composure. But I think when I look at this Manchester City side, they lost the players, the likes of Lucy Bronze, the Tony Duggans early on, and I think the last 2 years they've been there and still about. They had this consistency about them, but now when I look at the Manchester City team and the way they play tonight, their calibre has gone up another level. They're the Manchester City of old, I would say, and I think now when you look at them overall in the season, if they carry on this kind of forms, I think they're in great condition to contend for the WSL title.
We'll just pause from women's football for a moment, because we have loads of great sport coming up for you on the BBC, including this Sunday, a very, very special London Marathon. The London Marathon is on, as we've never seen it before. Of course, the world's best will do battle, but the crowds and hordes are gone, replaced by the world's biggest ever virtual marathon. 45,000 runners in the UK and beyond, doing the marathon their way. Join us and them live on BBC Two on Sunday from 7. And it's a marathon production. We're on air for 8 hours. It's going to be something special indeed. 7 o'clock BBC Two. We've also got Football Focus kicking off our footballing action at the weekend. BBC One, 12 o'clock on Saturday. Our Alex will be there for that one. More live women's football for you. Manchester City's match against Tottenham is on the red button on Sunday at 12:20. And highlights of the weekend's WSL matches on the Women's Football Show Sunday at 8 on the red button, and then midnight on BBC One. So we now know it is Manchester City who will face Everton in the FA Cup final on November the 1st. It promises to be a good one.
Very much underdogs against Chelsea. Now they have to cope with being favourites. This is lovely from Everton, and there is the opener. The dangerous delivery, and there is the second. Valerie Govan sends Everton to Wembley for the FA Cup final.
The final, November the 1st, Everton awaits. Brilliant free kick, 1-0 Manchester City. Back to Lewis, and Manchester City are back in the lead. And the referee blows the whistle, and Manchester City are going back to Wembley for the FA Cup final.
What kind of final is that going to be then, do you reckon? Where are the challenges for Everton from that Manchester City side?
I think we've seen tonight the way that Manchester City move the ball. We're going to have to deal with that. I'm already thinking about how we will and what we're going to do. But no, it's a month away. We've got plenty of time in between to prepare, but a lot of games in between that. But it's going to be one exciting final, I can guarantee that.
Very exciting for Everton. Haven't been in the cup final since 2014. To get back in there, they're pushing to become a top 3 team again.
And you've already upset Chelsea as well. So going into this game, absolutely you can't write Everton off. And the way you're building for the future, your team's great to watch.
Disappointing, of course, for Arsenal tonight, Alex, but you've handled it very well indeed. Great to see you. Izzy Christiansen, thank you so much for joining us. Best of luck over the next month. We will see you at Wembley. Hopefully we will see you too. 1st of November, 2:30, the Vitality FA Women's Cup. It's Everton against Manchester City. Goodbye.
The first ever FA Cup meeting between the two sides. Brilliant free kick, 1-0 Manchester City. Oh, brilliant!
What do I know?
What an equaliser, and that is exactly what she can do. Back to Lewis, and Manchester City are back in the lead. What an opportunity, it's come and gone. And the referee blows the whistle, and Manchester City are going back to Wembley for the FA Cup final.